another season of AD2L. This is Fafnir, and joining me today is Flub Dota, and he likes to call us Mythical Casting. I'm not quite sure, I don't remember the joke anymore, but this is AD2L under 3K, and we're going to be doing Prancing Roosters versus Dire Straits. Prancing Roosters won it 2 seasons ago, I think. I don't know who won the last season, and we're into the draft.
Yeah, no surprises here, really, in the draft already. They're banning out some pretty popular heroes. Axe, Legion, very popular offlaners that are very strong potential, especially at lower leagues. They just have a giant potential of just winning their lane no matter what the situation, or going into the jungle and coming out very strong. And then Prancing Roosters don't like their mids. They don't like those classic Lina and Invoker mids. So no surprises so far.
Yeah, I mean, those are just two of the heroes that can snowball on you. I don't know if they've scouted out Direwolf's heroes. I believe those are two of his most played heroes. So you don't want to give the mid player as usually the highest skill. Not always, but like when you form teams, generally they're like the star player. So at least they think they are. And you just don't want to give them a snowball hero, because that's the easiest way to lose a game at any level, is for the mid to go completely out of control, and then you're just playing triage the rest of the way.
Yeah, most definitely. Prancing Roosters start with that Crystal Maiden pick. One of the most solid picks ever to start with, especially if you have first pick. Gets your team all mana, even if they have a team that just set up to kick Crystal Maiden's butt, then you still have a hero that will die and then come back up pretty soon and hopefully give people mana as they're pushing, so it's not going to be that big of a deal.
The biggest thing is that now that you generally are picking stronger, like you want one roamer, and so as long as you have somebody who can lane a little bit, you can have the CM be a little greedy, and then she can gank. And she does provide all that mana potential. Also good team fight. Both teams have gone with a lot of team fight. I like the Centaur response to the Warlock. One of the best ways to disengage from a Warlock Golem is to actually just run the heck away, because then nobody's taking damage from Fatal Bonds, nobody's getting the Golem burn, and if you just Centaur ult right after the Golem is, usually you're not going to lose like your whole team, which can definitely happen to you if you're forced to stay in through the Warlock slow, which is probably being channeled at that point.
True. I like the basic concept of it, but they don't really have the bans to support it at this point, I feel like. If I were to be Dire Straits at this point, I would pick up either a Lifestealer, a Ursa, or even Troll. Troll Warlord with Magnus is just a stupid combo in general, and Troll Warlord is tanky enough that he can kind of trade with Centaur a little bit. He just needs like a little bit of help in the beginning with a support. Can push Centaur out of lane pretty easily, and Lifestealer and Ursa are obviously guys that work well with Magnus and also push Centaur out of lane. So
yeah,
it's a little risky.
I might actually go for just a more classic combo of the Jug, simply because, you know, it provides you with a guaranteed way to get damage out, plus it's good against Crystal Maiden, and it really would just enhance their team fight more. I'm kind of big on that, and plus Warlock I think is one of the supports you can actually handle a Centaur, just because his dots and his heal let you just kind of sustain. But it kind of depends what they want to do. Do they want to babysit their safe lane and let their Magnus jungle, or do they want to be able to help the Magnus out, and then just like Lifestealer or Ursa or Troll can really just man up with the Centaur and they're fine. So it depends on how much resources they want to put in the safe lane and how much they're going to sack the Magnus, I think.
Definitely. And obviously I'm more of an aggressive gamer, so the natural tendency I always go towards is the safe lane that can take care of himself and let my supports roam.
You've never met a safe lane you don't want to sack, I am aware.
Well, maybe the listeners aren't quite aware of my tendencies, but I doubt it. The thing is, though, I don't really understand the Elder Titan ban. Like, I understand that, yes, he's another teamfight hero and he can have some wombo combo-ness with this whole setup. I just don't find the hero as useful this patch. I think that there's a lot of guys that kind of give ambient damage and wake people up all the time, especially with Warlock chains. So not really sure where that ban was from, but I think it was smart that they banned out the Rubik, because that's the best way to turn the tide of a fight, especially if you're going team fight versus team fight. Also, they also went the life stealer, so I guess they're thinking the same as me. I guess voiceless Fade. I always get his name wrong because he's got that switch around. He thinks exactly like me, so going for that easy life stealer pickup. And I think it's good. It's the same thing as you were saying with Jug. You know, you get that availability of being invulnerable to magic while she's using that ultimate. You can kind of go up and kill her too.
Yeah, she also, like, neither one of them can be kited by either of her spells, and they can also, even if you don't save a stun, they can just go kill her by spinning. You can just spin on top of her, she dies, or you rage and just kill her. So it just gives you a lot of tools to deal with one of their supports, and I always think it's nice to have a core. If you can be strong as their offlaner and one of their supports out of one of your early core picks, you're pretty good because you've dealt with two of their heroes with the draft. And wow, they're going full aggro with this. Spirit Break here in response to the sniper. It's really a classic sniper sort of counter because you can get right on top of them and set up for other people. Plus a nice delivery mechanism for the lifestealer. And also pretty good against CM because Frostbite is not the easiest, best way to stop a Spirit Breaker charge early.
Honestly, the only thing that I would like at this point for Prancing Roosters would be an Ursa on their team because it would destroy a lot of the dire straits. Sand King's not a bad option. You get that obvious punished melee with using your poison touch. You gotta have some reason for them to run away from you. And honestly, the Sand King has some potential on blinking in and getting a good stun, but you're going to be using him as a support in this lineup. You can't put him in the offlane and get the farm that you need in the very beginning to punish these early dives. And his ultimate's just not going to be online to jump in and kind of wreck them.
I think the main thing they need is something to kill the life stealer. All of their damage right now is magic until Sniper has like 3 items, like all of their damage. So if he's raged up, they just cannot kill him. And even when he's not raged up, it's going to be quite difficult, just because of the nature of the hero and the fact that Centaur's the one likely bodying him, and he can just feed off of his large HP pool. I do like the Terrorblade ban. It's pretty classic to deal with Lifestealer, and they don't have the greatest way to deal with illusions. Magnus is okay, but Spiritbreaker doesn't do a ton. And, they don't have a bunch of armor on any of their heroes. I mean, they'll build some, but high physical damage hero is kind of what I want to see. So, like, Ursa, like you said, would be perfect. Troll is another good option as well.
Do the classic Troll Sniper.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the reasons those heroes are meta is because they're good against Lifestealer. I mean, that's the biggest thing, is that people started playing them because Lifestealer was really good. So you have to have something to deal with it. And it's one of the reasons Terrorblade is so popular, is because he's really good against all 3 of those heroes. Instead, they go with another strength hero that Lifestealer frankly loves to deal with. He can just, like, honestly, you kill Wraith King once, even if you're low, as long as you can have open wounds up, you can just get all your health right back right there, because he's at full HP. If Rage is off cooldown, he can't stun you, and you just, just chomp on him, and your health's full again.
Yeah, and they didn't really go any... I mean, yeah, if you focus the Wraith King, then he just gets back up, but then you just don't focus Wraith King. You dive the sniper over and over and over, and make sure that he doesn't have anything. And then it's like, okay, then all we have to worry about is a Wraith King on the team. And like you said, Lifestealer just eats him alive, and then, okay, he's going to respawn, but then you just eat him alive again, because then you have 0 damage except for magic damage versus a Lifestealer. Really, if Lifestealer goes BKB this game, they have no answer to him.
Yeah, I think that's like, you go BKB perhaps to end the game, but you really want to rely on your rage until you hit that point, maybe when you're high grounding.
Definitely. It's more of the, like, you still go the build of, going to try to get the Echo Saber and the Desolator and possibly Armlet, of course, just so that you get that.
I just cast an AD2L game where the Lifestealer didn't go Armlet, and it was game losing. They had a big lead, and he had all these items, and he had no armor versus a minus armor comp and no Armlet, and he just died constantly.
Well, that's also a big reason right there, is versus minus armor comp. Like, I mean, that item's crazy good versus that.
Yeah, I mean, it's 12 armor once activated, 13, something like that. It's a lot. I'm not sure what I want to see out of Straits here. They need a mid hero that can deal with Sniper. They also want somebody who's pretty good. Honestly, I know that Sniper's considered classically an OD counter. I think an OD is really good here because it gives you a save which is something they don't really have right now. Okay, Ember's okay too.
Yeah, Ember's someone that can dive. Another delivery mechanism, and honestly, it could be really strong just to have that shield to be able to kind of nullify all the magic damage and still be able to do different things, jump around with Ember and then reinitiate.
Yeah, I mean, they fundamentally have three melee heroes, and two melee cores whose Searing Chains just destroy if you properly can just kite them out. It gives them some catch too, so I think that's fine. I still think I would have preferred OD just because Centaur's natural buildup makes him pretty good against Ember, I feel. Plus, he rips off Magic Shield is good, but Double Edge really limits your early potential because he can just knock off your shield mid-fight. And even if he dies afterwards, because he's taking a ton of damage still, like, you not having that shield really reduces your damage potential until you have your second item. You really rely on that shield damage.
Right. I do think, though, maybe, like, yeah, you're saying about the OD, and another point to your side is that even if you do get an Eclipse off and it's not, like, a good Eclipse, you don't get the max hits, you're still burning a lot of mana, which a lot of that team very much needs. If you can do that at the beginning of a team fight versus Crystal Maiden will eventually give you that mana, but you need it for Sand King, definitely, and Wraith King. Like, you have to have that initiation potential and damage potential. They are so dependent on that early boost of having full mana in a team fight.
Yeah, and I mean, the truth of the matter is, like, you say, oh, we have to kill the Wraith King twice. You could even start a fight. If your OD is moderate mana progression, he can potentially just kill the Wraith King instantly with an Eclipse at level 18. Even if the Wraith King has good items, if he doesn't have a BKB, an Eclipse will pretty much kill him. And if he's stolen any int from the Wraith King or from anyone else, he will just kill him. We have a smoke TP out immediately, placing a ward at the mid lane. That's interesting. Not something you generally see right away. Let's see the Centaur starting with a poor man's shield right away. That's pretty typical with offlaners now having access to the shrine. Plus, when you don't have a bottle mid, it's actually a nice luxury as an offlaner. Because you don't have a bottle mid, you can often get away with being a little greedy and shipping out the secondary regen that you need to survive in a lane after you've gotten like a few last hits. Lots of pings out on the mid lane. I guess they're pinging out the Magnus.
Maybe they're trying to set up the Sand King versus him, and they're saying, oh, we misjudged it and Magnus is going mid.
I think they might be saying we think he warded someplace, but I'm not sure. Overall, I don't think either team's looking to be aggressive. They're just looking to establish their vision and figure out where they are. I don't see any Radiant wards. Oh man, am I lagging again? Really bad. I was lagging earlier. I restarted my router though, so hopefully I should be okay. My Sting's stats are okay. So it looks like we'll just have a rune trade. There will be a high ground ward, which is a pretty big advantage for the sniper. And now it just comes down to the blocks. Which is, like, it's so much pressure as an Ember with a block. A good block can be the difference between a bottle or, like, having to triage a lane. Which is always scary.
Definitely. I do like...
the block. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and with a poor man's shield versus the sniper, it is something that we didn't really talk about, is that having that poor man's shield makes sniper his harassment very minimal, because, I mean, you're taking that full percentage off every time. He's having to use 2 shrapnels before it even starts, so it's even going to push even further on the Direwolf's side, not getting last hits.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do think Direwolf's making a fairly substantial mistake there. Once he commits that first shrapnel, like, I like to move aggressively against the sniper, because once he does that, like, it's really easy to trade with him with a poor man's shield. You win that trade, and then if he puts down a second shrapnel, he's really crippled himself for a long time. Plus, you can go Searing Chains level 1 and get a lot of harass off on him.
Well, Magnus is skilled Shockwave level 1 instead of going in Power level 1. Maybe a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, that's just a technical mistake. Freddy,
charge at bottom.
Ooh, charge bot? Do they got? No. They do hurt him pretty bad, though. It's a level 1 Centaur, and they've done a lot of damage to him. He will be able to get some XP, it looks like, but it's gonna be fair. Oh, it's a double wave now, so he's gonna get a substantial amount of XP. So that harass ends up being completely ineffective. As long as he doesn't get caught here. This is one of those times when you actually, like, as an offlaner, you don't want to get close. Like, you're gonna get your 2 range creeps, as long as you play it safe. Like, you don't want to die. Like, this is one of those times when I'd be honestly be saying as Lifestealer, we gotta dive him. Let's dive him under tower. We're not giving him these 2 range creeps.
Yep.
You could kill him. Since he didn't shrine right now, a charge would kill him if you just ran under tower.
This'll come in handy.
Definitely. And I mean that's the power of what a Spirit Breaker brings to that matchup. Not only is he very good
might be
at
in trouble here. Does he get off the steering chains? No, he already used the steering chains. Okay. He used the
charge is
steering
coming
chains.
now.
Oh yeah. This Spirit Breaker is gonna kill him. He's dead.
Yep. 1, 2, and then a poke by Warlock.
Yeah, nice. The Warlock wanted to leave it for the Spirit Breaker, but Spirit Breaker's like, nah, man, I don't want to get hit by the tower 5 times. Ideally,
intelligent
I think you want the Spirit Breaker to get it just because boots on him or an Urn are more impactful than on Warlock, but, you know, any First Blood is worth it. Oh, top.
Getting 2.
He got a double skewer. Oh, wow, this Wraith King could be dead. What a nice play.
Oh.
Nope. Oh, Magnus?
It's so aggressive.
Oh, he's going to go down himself. Yep. Caustic Finale.
He's gonna get the Sand King, I think.
Oh!
Yep.
You don't get the XP for it, but, like, look at the wave. He's gonna TP back. The wave will still be gonna push under his tower, I think.
Oh, yeah, it will. Wraith King is not turning off the Vampiric Aura, so it's gonna go very well for him.
Yeah, that's a technical mistake that often happens, but you always kick yourself when you see it, because at some point you just see it. Arcane Rune on the Ember. Ooh. This is such a good rune for him. It's like an extra round of spells. Yeah, I wonder if he's calling for the charge right now. If the Spirit charges him, it's a dead sniper. Because they got a creep to tank. Nah. Sniper is not aggro in that melee. The Sand King is wrapping around though. Looks like he wants to make a rotation. He's only level 2 though, so the stun is quite weak. He actually went incredibly greedy. He went Poor Man's Shield. That's really interesting out of support Sand King. Oh, he missed the shrapnel. This is the dead Ember. Yeah, I think so.
Nope, their charge is coming out. Good charge play.
No, he charged the wrong target though.
Oh, he's okay. Just hurting him a little bit.
Yeah. And Spirit Breaker, as long as he walks... Oh, Spirit Breaker's gonna pay for it.
Charge out.
Oh, nice call. Does he get... Oh! One last... The Caustic Finale got him, I think.
Yeah, it was too much damage. Miscalculation.
Still, Ember is now up 21-2, and anytime Ember has a CS lead, you're so happy. Like, the hero is pretty notorious. Like, he loses lane, and then you come out of it. You rotate, you just do things, or just come online. Like, he's notoriously one of the mids that just loses the lane. Kind of like a Visage will lose the lane till 6. Same with Ember. You lose the lane, and then you use your 6 to make something happen, ideally.
Right. Also, on the plus side for the Dire Straits, it's funny they're Dire Straits and they're on the Dire, so maybe get a little bit confusing. So for the Radiant side, good thing for the Radiant side is that the Crystal Maiden on the Dire side has not got very many last hits. Yeah, not jungling at all.
She's only got 2 last hits. So that's not... Ideally what you want is the Sand King just to like, a Sand King plus a Wraith King should be able to man mode a Magnus. But, especially when the Sand King goes that Poor Man's Shield route, and ideally you'd want that Aura level. At this point, you'd either want level 3 so you can gank with both spells, or you want the level 2 Aura for even more regen. So... Okay, it looks like we're going to get started here. Overall, things are looking pretty favorable for the Dire Straits team, who are in the Radiant, as you say. But, I mean, like a 600 gold lead is not, it's nothing solid. 1 kill basically turns it. Magnus is getting gone on up top. He does have a skewer. There's a charge, but Wraith King has another stun in 2 seconds. They might dive this. No, they do not. Do they have the shrine up? They do have the shrine up. Oh, Sand King's coming in.
I think you get aggressive here.
Oh, but if he gets the shrine, he's fine.
Yep. He will.
Yeah. Take a little damage, but yeah, it's gonna pretty much heal. He went 2 points Shockwave. It looks like he still wants to stay in lane. And if they can commit the Spirit Breaker up here, there's no reason he shouldn't. Those two heroes are pretty beefy. Meanwhile, Centaur is just constantly getting harassed by the Warlock spells, and the Lifestealer is more than able to trade with him, even with a poor man's shield.
Too tanky. Ooh, but it looks like they're going in on top right now.
Oh, yeah.
Charge was already used.
Yeah, double stun makes this... I don't think this is the lane you get aggressive on. Like...
Not with 3 heroes.
No. Oh, they're gonna get a double kill here. Looks like... Yep. Charge's dead. Oh.
The Warlock came in.
Yeah, he's only level 2, so they could... Oh, they could have dived him as well. Oh, actually, there's no mana on the Wraith King. No, they can't. Looks like he's going the Midas build. A little greedy. It's not the worst idea. I like Midas on the hero. I just like to get a stick. And, first... Oh, level 6 on the Ember, like we were talking about. He only used the Signal Remnant, though. And... Sniper successfully jukes him. Yeah, that's one of those things where he had 2 Remnants up. If he just commits the second Remnant, this is a dead Sniper.
Sometimes you get that feeling of where you play by, okay, if I commit too much, then they can blink in or TP in and kind of take care of me, and I have no way to get away. But that's the beauty of Ember at this point, is that a lot of times people don't have that quick movement, and if you right when you hit level 6, they don't expect that play. You can just use all your remnants to guarantee you a kill, and then kind of go out from there, because his regen of his spirits comes up a lot quicker than it used to be.
Yeah, and the other thing is that, like, with the Spirit Breaker there, if they do, like, TP in 2 people, you can just back, and you force 2 TPs, which is a pretty big win in of itself. As it was, they forced Sniper home, which means it's not a completely failed gank. He has to commit his TP. Oh, Centaur goes. Yep, there's the Stomp, though. Rage is already committed, however, and Sand King is here to help clean it up. They do get Fatal Bonded, though, so Sand King has to back up, otherwise the Centaur will die due to Fatal Bonds. But their Shrine is available. They're going to Shrine up and be just fine. Meanwhile, we've got a dual lane mid, it seems, and the Magnus and the Wraith King are left 1v1, and the Wraith King is not a healthy boy. This is the danger of going Midas in these situations. If you had treads and a stick, you're in a better situation. Or even potentially getting more regen shipped out with you. And with the recent Midas changes, I think rushing the Midas is weaker than ever. Oh, gank on Storm Spirit. He is just blown up. It's with the combination of Frostbite, Shrapnel, and the Sand King stun.
And yeah, Spirit Breaker's charge isn't going to do anything at that point. They're going to get a regen too and able to rotate from there. They're probably going to rotate up top and try to get a kill on this Magnus.
Yeah, Magnus actually skilled his RP. This is something I've seen pro players, similar to Bat Riders, do. They just don't skill it until they think they're going to use it. And it makes some serious sense if you're just laning the hero. But oh, and Skewer stopped. His mana actually dropped down. I'm not sure what happened there. I thought he had the Skewer and then he lost mana.
He didn't Shockwave, I don't think, and no animation had it.
Weird. Maybe I just saw something as far as his mana go. Cool.
Well, it looks like it's a very good start for Prancing Roosters at this point. They really turned it around. They've gotten 4 kills in a row, kind of in a streak. Ember is still up on CS on the Sniper, but I'm pretty sure the net worth is now higher on the Sniper just because of the kills. Yes, it is. So it's the whole thing. You can out CS a Sniper, but if he's killed you a couple times or gotten a couple kills, it really hurts you. Now, on the plus side, they were, well, Wraith King now has gone above, went above the Ember Spirit, but they're kind of bouncing back and forth. Ember Spirit did have a lead on him, and then they also have Lifestealer had a lead, so the farm was still to their most important cores, and it's not going to really matter as much that their Magnus doesn't have the farm where he needs, because he also has the cleave to make up for lost time later on.
Yeah, he's doing much better than the Centaur, but the Wraith King does have his Midas, and that's going to accelerate him nicely. And so far the Ember's just kind of sticking in lane, and I've been trying to learn with this hero, but It's one of the things that I think he's one of those heroes that you just gotta look for chances to rotate. Like, you and a sniper's more than happy to sit there and farm with you. You, on the other hand, put yourself in... One, you're more susceptible to ganks because you naturally have to get to the creep wave closer. And two, like, you're just more of a rotational hero, honestly. So you should be looking... Like, right now, I'd love for him to TP to bot or top lane and just kill a hero with his Revenants, which are going to be off cooldown.
Mm-hmm. He's also... He went back. He put down a Remnant and went back and didn't get full mana because of it. Which... I mean, if you're going to play that style, you need to put down the Remnant and TP immediately, and he had the mana to TP. Oh. Gotta kill top.
Oh, they got a kill up top on the Magnus, and they're going in on mid, which is what I was staring at, because it looks like he should be okay. Crystal Maiden spells are off cooldown. He does get the second Remnant away. This CM's diving pretty deep, though, and Ember's faster than her. So she's in a situation where if she... Oh, the charge doesn't come out in time, though. Wasn't able to click on her. And Sniper's just pushing in. Yeah, the whole problem with that was it's not the it's TP, it's he put the Remnant down. He didn't bottle after he used the 150 mana cost. So by the time Fountain Renji out, he didn't get full mana back. You just got to bottle up twice. Like, you start bottling and then you bottle once more. Kind of like bottling heroes when you TP to the lane. Like, if you practice that, you just have full mana.
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's important to get those little things. Just helps out your farm quite a bit. It's not too devastating, but it's just something that you can be aware of and do better. There's also
the charging
it also
sniper,
speaks. Yeah.
Oh,
man,
it does hit. Oh, the Lifestealer is... Yeah, this is a good kill. I love this, though. Lifestealer, he had his armlet. Yep. We didn't even comment on his. He's been free farming away. And pretty much the second he got an armlet, went and killed somebody. And that's pretty much the perfect way to play the hero. There's really... You don't have to rotate every time your armlet's up immediately, but it really is one of the best ways to use the hero, I think.
Definitely. His aggression is very strong in the beginning of the game. And that's kind of what I was going to get into, is that Prancing Roosters does have a technical better late game on some level. They have probably a better mid game, and obviously with a Spirit Breaker, you should always be winning your first like 15 minutes. The amount of pressure that you can put out should give you either the space for your lanes and give you your cores a lot of farm, or they should be getting more likely kills. And having the CM dive mid about 2 minutes ago was that should never happen if you're playing a Spirit Breaker. The amount of aggression potential should be, you should meet her always at that point.
Oh, they're going to kill this sniper again. Oh, he's got his 4-step up. I like the 4-step play, but it's still not going to save him because Ember's...
speed.
I think they're still going to get him.
Chains.
Yep, chains. Yeah, he's dead. Saves the chains. It's a nice play. The fights, rotations have come in, so chains are important. Oh, he didn't hit the CM with them. They gotta back out. Oh, there's the RP, but it's just to stop a CM ulti he could have walked out of in the time, and that re-engage ends up being a disaster. The Lifestealer comes in strong with the armlet. Oh, and the Golem comes out as well, and it cleans up. I was thinking the RP was not necessary, but if the call was the Lifestealer's coming in, it makes perfect sense. You've got to stop that CM ult for the Lifestealer to get in. And in he
Wraith King is left alone, though. He's farming away. He's almost has his Blink Dagger at this point. Still was a good trade. They used their ults. They got their kills. I feel like they should have gotten a little bit more if you're committing.
Yeah, Lifestealer needs to stay mid. If the Lifestealer stays mid, they actually... One, this Warlock's not going to die. Two, you just take that tower. Like, Sniper can't actually... Like, the Golem could zone the Sniper like it is right now. And then Lifestealer just hits the tower with an armlet. And the tower dies. Like, that's just what it happens. Like, when you use a Golem like that, and you have a hero as strong as a Lifestealer, you really need to get a tower out of it.
Definitely. You need to have a lot of happening whenever you're dropping these big ultimates. And looks like they're doing a lot of rotation bottom. They have 4 heroes on Dire down at bottom at this point.
They have Epicenter up. Epicenter up, Max Burrow strikes up. They know RP's down, they know Golem's down. Infest actually is also down still too. The cooldown's quite long at level 1. So, I also like how they're liberally using their mana to farm. It's kind of nice. Oh, this Ember Spirit doesn't have vision. It goes in aggressively into just the Hornet's Nest. And I think he's just going to get cleaned up here. Yeah. Oh no, nice charge to save him. They actually missed the entire CM ult. Wraith King's ult's popped. This Lifestealer versus the world, but there's Fatal Bonded enough that I think if they just get a Shockwave on one of the targets, they'll kill 2 heroes. Oh, I think Shockwave's on cooldown though. There are 2 heroes who are Fatal Bonded. The Centaur and the Sand King walked away with about 50 health each, and they were Fatal Bonded, so could have easily been a double kill. And again, what you said, there's each time that these fights happen, 1 core is left alone to farm, and that's pretty darn good for the Prancing Roosters. And you can see each of these fights, even though they're trading somewhat evenly, or maybe a little worse for the Prancing Roosters, because of that, they're actually coming ahead.
Warlock's also committing a lot to this teamfight potential. He's going for Fatal Bonds level 4 instead of going into his Shadow Word a little bit higher. It's not an uncommon move, but it's something that if you're going to try to force these fights, you need to have 5 people come together, force the fight, make your team fight last, and hit multiple targets. You only hit 2 targets there with the creep wave. You want to like chain all 5 guys if you can, and just guarantee, okay, this is a wipe if they come to this point. Especially with heroes like Sand King, CM, these good team ultimates that you can just kind of counter itself and force them to be all linked together.
So as far as items go, Sniper's going 4-staff Shadow Blade. I'm not sure what you think of that. And the other interesting build I've seen is the Direwolf is going with Aquila Blade Mail on her. Do you think that's a good choice this game?
I think the Blade Mail is strong because you can, like we were talking about, there's a lot of magic damage that is being put out, and if your Flame Guard's going to drop, then you need to have the damage output that's still available. So having that ambient AoE damage on the Prancing Roosters kind of destroys the Flame Guard, but you're still dealing the damage to him technically, and you're going to bounce all that damage right back to you.
Yeah, I'm about to say Blade Mail works before reductions. I assume that's before the shield absorption happens, so
yes,
the value of it's pretty big right now. If he just walks into Shrapnel, if he has his Flame Guard up, Sniper will actually Sniper will just die. If he's taking any other damage, like hit a full-length Shrapnel will just kill Sniper pretty easily with Blade Mail.
They're going to kill top. Committed at the Lifestealer Spirit Breaker combo.
Oh, this Sniper could be in trouble. Yeah, Lifestealer's just... He's slowed, he's Fatal Bonded. Oh, I love the golem there, actually. Just make sure the Sniper's super dead.
Oh, wow. They're committing
the CM ult.
CM ultimate. Knocks everyone out. They know Lifestealer doesn't have his ultimate either, doesn't have Rage. He's just
he needs to quell. He didn't quell fast enough, so he ends up... A nice Magnus play, though, and the Ember comes back in, but he is so low on mana. Oh, there's the blink. There's the blink on the Centaur, and they're going to clean up Direwolf now.
Just good back and forth from both teams there. Really answering each other, saying, okay, I can come in, I can come in. It's a little bit going back and forth and kind of not going together as a unit, but they saw individual plays and really outplayed the other team at key points on both sides. So it was some good plays, just a little bit needs to have a little bit better interaction and team presence together to go in together.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's kind of one of those things where you kind of watch how the Dire Straits is playing. They keep committing these big ults, but they don't have a plan to push towers with them after this happens. It looks like they got mid kind of ambiently because I think Sniper wasn't there and Ember probably pushed in or something. But I feel like when you have a Lifestealer and as much teamfight as they do, like, you really have to plan to group up to take these towers, because you don't have the heroes, you don't have really good split push heroes to take out towers. Oh, this Sand King could be in trouble. Oh, he's got a point of his. Yeah, he's fine. I wasn't sure if he'd gone complete greed, if he'd gotten Sandstorm or not, but that Sandstorm point saves his life. Otherwise, Lifestealer just chomps him down. It looks like Centaur's getting gone on mid. Yep, there's the Blade Mail. Oh, now it switches to the Sniper who has a DD, but there's the ult up on the... Oh, he just keeps ulting. But they should be able to clean up the Sniper. He got the urn on him. I'm not sure if it's enough.
If they would have put down a Shadow Word, I think, on one of the other two, would have been enough to kill. Just from the fatal bonds, but it's hard to get into that position. He was trying to save his partner.
Direwolf missed the searing chains. It's always unfortunate. The one thing I don't like about this Ember build is he doesn't have a raindrop or a stick. And it's really hurting his mana pool. He still has his Poor Man's Shield, and Poor Man's Shield is something you need for laning. It's not, but once laning's done, you're not taking the constant harass, the value of it goes down immensely, even for a melee hero. I'd much rather have a full magic wand, because with all the fighting that's happening this game, he would easily have an extra round of spells, which is completely fight-turning. He's run out of mana in 2 different fights now, where he hasn't been in a situation where he's been able to complete kills. Like, he could have killed that sniper, maybe gotten another. And up top, when he died to Centaur, another set of spells, maybe he picks off the Wraith King before he's able to blink out.
Sand King now has his blink
Smoke
daggers.
play into the Radiant Jungle by the Prancing Roosters. However, they're infesting, looking for their own sort of aggressive play. I think they might know. Did they smoke under a ward? I think they smoked under one of these 2 wards. Because the Radiant has really good vision here, and they instantly evac their jungle when that smoke happened.
They did. And to answer your question earlier, actually it looks like there may be a team fight here.
Yeah, there's going to be a full team fight here. It looks like everybody's ults of note are up. Sniper's getting charged on. It's getting pretty kited out. Oh, the Centaur ult is able to come in. Oh, a nice RP. Catches onto 2. The Epicenter goes, but it just hits a Warlock who's at full health. He's pretty tanky. Sniper's putting out all of his damage in the shrapnel, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and it's not. It does end up killing the Spirit Breaker. Now, that was a coordinated team fight, by both sides, really. And, oh, the last bit of the shrapnel damage or the burn damage from the Wraith King stun kills the Lifestealer. That's a big kill to get, because he's their tower hitter.
It's true. They do have 2 other cores, though, at this point, and they can chip at it a little bit. Ember can't really do anything, but having a level 4 in power really makes anyone able to hit towers, so it's not too crucial.
And it was low. It was low, so they don't need that burst of damage that the Blightstone Echo gives you. I don't like the Echo before the Deso, though. I feel like it's just the build order you see in pros is Desolator first every time. Oh, and our Warlock walked up to the tier 2 to die. Just got a little overeager. Little overeager with, oh, they're dead, I'm going to push. Problem was they respawned, and then they came back. Freddy Kruegs is going the Echo Saber build on the Magnus. Interesting.
Makes sense. They know that this game's going to go a little bit later. They need to have some damage output from all their cores at this point. Warlock's really strong late. Really, the only person that's not very strong is Spirit Breaker, and he still offers the getting in on top of Sniper mechanism. So he's not useless for late game. Whereas all the other guys are incredible late game. So
see, here's where I'll disagree with you on that. I think if you're going to commit, if you want him to scale, and that's a perfectly valid point, I think you just buy that Midas. You take that 2k gold and put it into a Midas instead of a 2.8k gold into an Echo Saber, just because between the Midas and the talent of 90 gold per minute, you actually get incredibly farmed on a Magnus without taking much space up on the map. Oh, looks like they caught out the Spirit Breaker. Lifestealer's inside of him. They are going to pick up the CM. There's a disengage in, but the Radiance is completed up on the Wraith King, so he still kind of wants to fight, but his ult's on cooldown for a few more seconds. And everyone's kind of just running in circles right now, not sure what to do on the Radiant side.
What a mess.
yeah, they thought the Sand King was there, or maybe Sniper, I guess, because he had the Shadow Blade. And that's kind of what you were talking about earlier. You asked me not only about the Blade map, but the Shadow Blade. And honestly, I don't like the Shadow Blade pickup. I don't like it because they already have a Sand King, and they're already going to have some type of dust. And now you just have more people pick up dust, and you have more answers to their team. The Shadow Blade can help because you have the disengage from the Centaur and able to get him out, and when you have Force Staff and that really helps. I would just rather have the earlier Dragonlance, get that extra damage, get that extra space creation, that extra tank, and let's be honest, you can also Force Staff the...
Got an Invisrun on an Ember, and he's walking top. He wants something to happen with it.
You can also Force Staff someone away, or Force Pike the person away while giving yourself a bigger
attack speed.
Push himself. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes for the Shrapnel DPS. I actually really dislike that this game. Is a sniper, like, his job in this game is pretty much to stay alive. Oh, they're channeling the epicenter. They see this coming. They saw the charge coming, and they just... The epicenter comes in and does a ton of damage. They get a 3-man RP, though. He also cancels the CM ult, but the whole problem with this entire fight is Lifestealer's not there. If Lifestealer's there, that's a triple kill for him. Well, he kills the Wraith King at the very late, you know, triggers the Wraith King ult and kills the other two. But without that burst of damage after the epicenter, it just doesn't do anything. And the Radiance Burn just burned them all out. Wow.
Actually, they didn't even trigger the Wraith King ultimate. He got
Oh,
low,
I know.
but he didn't trigger it.
But what I was saying, they would have triggered it had the Lifestealer been there. And he probably would have killed the other two heroes that got RP'd.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
And
his Desolator's up too. He is so strong right now. I think he's the leader in net worth. No,
He is.
Wraith King is now.
Oh, okay. Because of the Midas. Yeah.
Yeah, the Midas, the Radiance, plus he just got a bunch of kills top.
Yep. It's going to be hard to do anything about where Wraith King's at. They had somewhat of a window whenever he was just using Midas and Blink Dagger. The hero is not very strong at that point. He's kind of splitting into two different ways of thinking. He has his Blink Dagger for getting kills and going around the map, and then you have a Midas to kind of like get farm and kind of help out farm, and it's helpful to kind of just run into the jungle and pick it up while you're running around. But it still doesn't. Those two items cost over 4,000 gold and don't give you any stats at all. So really, the opportunity of what it can do for you is very limited. And if they would have had that position to start fights earlier and have the Lifestealer come with them, it would have been much. They would have been much better off. Whereas now they're just going to start getting him.
He still doesn't have any stat items except his treads, but I don't think it really matters at this point. He's level 18, so his ult's on such a low cooldown now. If you kill him at the start of a fight, he might be able to have a second reincarnate if you don't focus on him again. They're going to catch the Sand King out here. They're just going to blow him up to start the fight. They commit the Infest for it. There's a Centaur ult, but I think they're just going to want to disengage here. CM walks in, though, and she's just going to get ulted up. Do they have vision? Yep, they have the dust. She tries to channel the ult, but that's not going to do anything. And I think they're just going to have to bail on this tower now. Our RP was not committed, neither was the Warlock Golem, so there is no way they want to fight this 3v2, even if Sniper did come back
Dire's
in.
top tower is under attack.
Looks like Sniper, he has got the full Hurricane Pike now. Still no upgraded boots, though. Not a fan of brown boots on most heroes, especially heroes like Sniper who lack a lot as base stats. And up top, Ember did die in that whole sequence. Yeah, it looks like the CM did manage to kill him, but they're still confident enough to try and take this fight. Just with the RP and the Golem, they're just counting on being strong enough. I'm not sure if that's the case, though. Well, actually, Ember has traveled, so yeah, he's back up here instantly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They still have all their ultimates at this point. They want to fight, and it's the best time to do it, especially with the Crystal Maiden knockdown.
I wasn't thinking about the Ember's travels. I was thinking it was going to be a 4v5, but Ember was able to get there instantly. They have good vision down here. If they could get a good charge off something, say charge. Nope, the Spearbreaker TP'd out, and this is going to be a disaster. They end up getting the Lifestealer just controlled up and blown up. Now the Magnus is also going to get cloned up. And that's just kind of a classic, like, you go to walk out, but they walked under a ward, and because that ward went down, they get caught and die. If they had re-engaged there, I actually think they win that fight, but they committed too hard to getting out and weren't together.
Honestly, the main problem of that situation was that Lifestealer was going uphill, and it's hard to see what's going to exactly happen at that point. But if you're going uphill and you know that the Centaur is right behind you, because he did, and he saw the blink animation, you have to hit your rage immediately. And that kind of turned the fight at that point. They just were able to chain stun him out.
Is dead. Yep. He gets caught similar manner, just kind of hanging around where you knew where all the heroes were, and then you just get going. And now this tower is going to fall. And Ember's trying to put some split pressure out, but this Ember really has not kept up with the Sniper or the Wraith King. He does not have another item. Looks like he has a Maelstrom finally, which this is the one thing I think about the Blade Mail is that when you go blade mail travels, like you're really strong, mobile for a little while. Then before you get that maelstrom done, it just kind of falls off as other Tieros get their levels up.
It does. If you have this team fight lineup though, and you have all these different guys, it's very strong to have that. You're going to be strong at this point when we have our ultimates, and hopefully that'll give you the farm so that you can get all these different kills and then go into a maelstrom and then just be a farming tool from there. But they didn't really group. They didn't have the situation. They wanted Lifestealer to get certain items.
They did group, but I think they just have been losing too many of these fights, and I actually just looked. Ember has 5 deaths. That's the real problem. He's dead. Even when they win these fights, he's dying. And this is where I'd say, like, you know, not having that full wand or a raindrop really can hurt, really hurts you. Oh, they get the Roche right before, and they instantly engage upon the Spirit Breaker. Nice steering chains actually prevents the Centaur ult from getting anybody out, and the Sniper's already dead, as is the Wraith King. It's a solo RP just to stop the CM ult, but they're just melting, and the Lifestealer's on top of this. Oh, the Rage is down. Oh, man. He wasn't raged for any of that, and just gets controlled up and dies. I'm not sure if the rage was on cooldown. I think he just used it too early when everyone was disabled, and then it was on cooldown when he desperately needed it when they were up.
He used it to auto attack the sniper out. He killed out the sniper incredibly quick with it. It was just the problem of you have so many different things to worry about, and if you have 2 people rezzing, which they instantly killed those 2 guys, but they had 2 people rezzing, and you don't want to take that fight. You want to take it underneath your tower, so your towers at least are helping you out at that point.
Well, the other thing is they used an RP on the solo CM who was ulting when, like, you have other abilities to cancel it there, and I don't think they got off a golem at all. So with no golem, like if a golem comes out there with a fatal bonds, like I don't know how many spells Warlock got off, but he clearly didn't get the golem off. So.
He didn't get anything off. He got picked off. They killed the Roshan and then they immediately jumped the Warlock. That's what they decided to.
That's who they kill. I thought they got the Spirit Breaker initially. I just must have seen it. So, yeah. I mean that's the thing. Like you gotta get off your spells as a support. Like if a Warlock gets jumped upon like that, sometimes you just gotta drop your golem if it's all possible. But that's just the superior vision. The Dire had a better ward, and so they saw everything.
Okay, so they went Shadow Blade and a Hurricane Pike on Sniper as well. I think that the Sniper actually would have been better if he would have gone another item. Hurricane Pike was good because it obviously has its advantage, but
it's the range, yeah.
The Silver Edge really doesn't help versus this team that much. You can get rid of the stun of Greater Bash on the Spirit Breaker, but he's dying instantly, and you can get rid of his the Lifesteal on Lifestealer, but it's not going to turn the fight at that point because he's going to be on top of you when he gets on top of you. So it's like you can use it, but you're going to be seen.
It's the classic. Oh, I'm going to complete my item for my 6 slot right away. It's like same thing. People will buy a Travels before they get rid of Aquila or a wand because like, oh, I don't have space for my TP anymore because I have 5 items. 6 items, but one of them is 900 gold, so who cares? Oh, they get the catch. Oh, the Searing Chains counters out the Centaur, and he's controlled up and died. That's a really nice gank. They desperately needed that. Things had kind of been just going way downhill for them. They were about even to 4k gold down, and then basically since that the fight top and then the fight in Roche, they are now down 14k gold. But now with the Centaur dead and his ult on cooldown, they can feel ready to be aggressive. They have RP, they have Warlock Golem. They could potentially try to force a Rax here, even though they're down a bunch of gold. And honestly, I think that's the right play. You don't want to try to let them set up here. Okay. It looks like his blink got cancelled and he just skewers himself to death. That's what you can't have happen.
Yeah, it would have been a nice play to be able to come back and hopefully pick someone off. I would have loved to have seen them actually dive the Sniper at that point because they had no way to answer that problem, and they dived the Sand King instead, who is.
Well, and the biggest problem is, so it's one of those things. I love the BKB on the Magnus. You need it against Radiance, against all the shrapnel. You need it to be able to get your Blink Dagger off in many situations. He just needed to commit the BKB once he saw the opportunity and just blinks go. on the sniper. Instead, he walked high ground, walked into shrapnel, and then just got destroyed because his blink was canceled. I don't know. I think ideally there you send the Life Stealer up. The Life Stealer gives you high ground vision. The second you see the sniper shoot or do anything, you just BKB blink skewer him, or blink RP skewer, and just go for him.
It's one thing for Dire Straits though, as long as they defend high ground pretty well, they have a great high ground defense with Warlock Golem and being able to RP, even versus someone's team like Prancing Roosters, who has a lot of availability to team fight themselves. They just have a lot of wombo combo, and Ember himself is very good high ground. Not that Prancing Roosters isn't good high ground. They have their own very strong high ground defense. It's kind of one of those teams where it's like, all right, well, this game's going to go for, probably an hour at this point, because it's going to be hard to break high ground versus either one of these teams.
I mean, if both teams play, perhaps in an ideal manner, that could be true. But all it takes, especially from Dire Straits, is one missed RP or one missed Golem, and I think it's Lane or Axe with the lead that the Dire has right now on Prancing Roosters. They are getting split by the Ember, though, and they're respecting the split of the Ember an awful lot, and probably also the Aegis, or like you said, the high ground defense. Sniper's going to respawn. He has his Demon Edge in his backpack instead of a TP or an Aquila. That's always a... 46 damage is a lot of damage. Even if you're just farming, it's a lot of damage. But he'll have his Daedalus soon, so he hits incredibly hard. And they basically need to start finding a way to kill him at the start of every fight.
And they've been pretty successful at it. He's also pretty, he doesn't have that many tanky items. He has a little bit with Hurricane Pike and Silver Edge.
Silver Edge, yeah. Yeah, in this situation, I know Blade Mail is good on Spirit Breaker. Oh, looks like they're just going to commit and just blow up the Crystal Maiden. There's the ult. Wraith King? Oh, they caught the Wraith King out, though. He's Fatal Bonded up quite a bit, but they're hesitant to go on him. I think you just got to commit there. He's very alone. Nice Spirit Breaker ult. Yeah, he's going to die once, and I think he's going to die again, as long as they can cancel his blinks. Oh, wow.
But it doesn't matter, the slow.
Yeah, the slow is just too much. You can't go anywhere. And with that, they didn't commit RP, they didn't commit Golem. That was a really nice pick, just using the Infest, which is actually on cooldown already, because it goes on cooldown the second you jump in. And so he was in there for a little while, and now he's got Infest again to get out. And they're looking to push high ground again, and there's no buyback on this Wraith King. CM did have a respawn talent? No, she just is low level. Magnus pops the BKB preemptively. He wants to set up this Blink Skewer. Oh, they had vision on the sniper, but and this is where I'm talking about. I don't like the Blade Mail.
Pulls
but
in
his
too.
skewer was too short. Oh, but it doesn't matter. The Empower, the 3. Oh my goodness. Do they have vision? Do they have vision of her? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
They do. They're fine. They're coming in.
Oh no, Life Stealer goes down.
They're gonna still get a Rax for this, though.
Yeah,
there's nothing they can do to stop this, and possibly they're gonna. Yeah. And Ember can go and take out the shrines at this point, offer a lot to the team. Warlock's in trouble here.
Yeah, he needs to juke out a hoof stomp somehow. Nope, not gonna happen. So, yeah, that's just the sad Ember. Yeah, Lifestealer just got hit there. No, I was trying to say, so Spirit Breaker's when you're ahead, you want this Blade Mail, because you got this big HP pool. But at this time, at this stage of the game is when, if you just have a BKB on a support Spirit Breaker, you just charge that sniper with a BKB up, and they cannot do anything to you. You're gonna get your stun off, you're gonna stun them again. And yeah, they can right-click you a little bit, but you're tanky at this point, so... I just love BKB on a support Spirit Breaker, even second item after Earn, because it just means that you are going to get your stun off, and you're just going to take somebody out of the fight pretty early. I had a game against a PA where basically the second the Spirit Breaker got that BKB, that PA was not joining the fight for the first, 5-6 seconds, and we tried basically desperately to just kill her while the BKB was down. And it's just going to be game-winning. BKBs on certain supports. CM is another one. Just the ability to get off all of your spells no matter what is huge.
It's definitely important. Also looking at the gold graphic, there's been a major swing. I think that I'm really surprised that they didn't get the melee. They had all those people down, and yeah, you're just an Ember swinging, but you're an Ember swinging, and there was nothing that they could have done about the potential of they could have just had Centaur like poke him, but he's not going to do the damage to be able to kill you by
Are
himself.
you sure about that? He could have double-edged him, like, 3... He could have just sat there and just kept double-edging him and punching him.
But he could get out way before then. He still had Blink Dagger, he still had Travel Boots. He didn't have a lot of mana, but he still had some mana to be able to exist.
I think he definitely could have done that and just sat there and tried to get it down. I just don't know if he would have gotten it in time before he had to leave, because Double Edge does do a lot of damage. It's 400 damage, and the Centaur's HP pool plus the pipe is pretty big. So we'll see. It looks like we're going Octarine now on the Ember. He is taking the armor. He took the armor this game. I think that's a good call. It just scales better late. Oh, and we got to charge onto the sniper again. Infest Bomb's out. Oh, but the Rage didn't come out right away, and so this... Oh, a nice RP just saves the fight and all the cleave. And that's 3 down instantly. Sniper is still sitting here, but Lifestealer's running at him. He's going to get the open wounds. His Hurricane Pike's already down, and down they go. Wraith King's trying to clean up this fight. Lifestealer's in trouble. He needs to get out. His Rage is back up. Yep, nice Rage TP. If he TP'd a Shrine and healed, they could have turned this fight, the two of them, and could have just killed them both. But it's one of those things, your instinct's always to double tap it, so I can't blame him for that.
Definitely not. I think that Ember really would... It'd be better if he actually had the... If he sold the bottle or sold the Aquila ring at this point. There's been some times where if he could use his bottle at the right point, be able to just give him some mana and some health, it'd really help out their fight. Or just depending on that armor, you need something to. It's not good to have a bottle in your backpack. You can use it as a healing tool in base, but you don't really need it at this point.
You're not a tinker. You don't actually constantly need to come in and out with a ton of mana. I think you just use the bottle instead of the Aquila. Aquila is nice, cheap stats, but at this point you have an Octarine, you have a Blade Mail, you are level 25, so you have... He went with the 20% cooldown reduction. I actually really dislike this. I think 5-second Shearing Chains is godly this game. I'm a big fan of the Searing Chains.
Keeping someone rooted for 5 seconds is basically the longer than the time that Stampede lasts, so... If you hit your chains, then you guarantee Stampede doesn't.
Well, and it means the uptime is, what, 80%? It's 5 seconds on a 6.4 second cooldown. Yeah, that does take the 20% reduction in cooldown, but so it would be, what, 7 seconds?
What's the matter with you? You just Dire's bottom towers.
Yeah, and Octarine gives you enough cooldown reduction for the hero to be really, really powerful functionally. And when you have a melee core like a Wraith King, who you really do want to kite out, I think the 5-second Searing Chains is pretty good. He does have this 10-second BKB, though, so that does make him give him a tool to deal with the Searing Chains. I do like that the Wraith King did get a BKB. Too many Wraith Kings just try to skip it, and that's not really viable against an Ember.
I think the biggest problem on Dire Straits is that they don't have a BKB on Sniper. He's been able to been locked up this whole time, and if he was able to just BKB and not get Searing Chains, it'd be pretty massive for him.
Oh yeah, I mean he gets out and then he just dies to Fatal Bonds. Oh, they catch the... Oh, a 3-man hoof stomp into a 3-man burrow epicenter. They do manage to get out. There is a nice infest into a golem, though, and everybody dies except Sniper. Direwolf goes back in after everyone's already dead, just to his own death for no reason, though. And this leaves it so the Wraith King's... He's getting his blink canceled by the aura. Oh, did they catch him? Yeah, they do. They just need the Lifestealer to go in there. Yeah, it's broken, but the Wraith King's going to go down. And that was just a misplay by Direwolf, unfortunately. He goes in there, tries to Remnant back on top of the Wraith King, but the Wraith King was dead already, and all he did was put himself in a position where Wraith King just stunned him up and he died instantly. If he just disengages and bottles up, or just disengages to the Shrine, he could come back in, and him and the Lifestealer could actually just clean up this fight entirely. And Sniper's actually going for a Maelstrom now. All offensive items on him, except for the Silver Edge. And I think you're right. I think at this point he just needs a BKB. Or if you really don't like the BKB, you need a Scotty. You need some sort of stat item just to make it so you have more HP so you don't die so quickly.
Definitely. This Magnus is getting really close to his refresher orb, though, and it would be incredible for their team. They had multiple very good mag ultimates. So if they can get another one, it'll be massive for their team. I do like that pickup, and
yeah, and double BKB alone, like double RP and double BKB are so big. Like the second BKB means that he can really be aggressive and re-engage with the RP. They do know Golem is down now. RP is also going to be down for a little while, so they're going to take Roche very quickly because Wraith King, well, he's still dead, so they could actually contest this Roche. I think they have vision of it, and without the Wraith King, they do it very slowly, actually.
yeah, they definitely could.
They're coming
Are
in.
they going to check it though? It feels like
Yeah,
that
no,
not
they're
at
going
this
in.
point.
Yeah, they're slowing them. Spirit Breaker, they just want to get a charge in. Yeah.
Oh, they
okay.
could do it. They're not
They
going to try.
could, but they also know that their RP, I think their RP just came off cooldown and their Golem's down. So I think honestly they're going to sit on high ground, just make sure the Dire don't go in.
They don't have any wards for it though, and they're going to just sneak in and get Roshan again. Why not?
Yeah,
they're going to farm.
Wow, I thought they'd just stick around. They did smoke in, so even a ward wouldn't have told them that.
They are feeling no pressure. Yep.
Yep. And now they're going to catch this Warlock who they saw the whole time. That's pretty big. Oh no, Direwolf might get caught out, go in. Mag is set up for an RP, but is that some fight you really want to take? You have no Lifestealer to follow up. Oh, nice escape by the Magnus. That would have been big. And Warlock doesn't have any buybacks, so him being out so far aggressively could actually be... Actually, they're fine. Look at the creep waves. The downside to them farming is they gave up this Roche. The upside is that if you look where the creep waves are, they actually can't get anything done while Warlock's dead.
It's true. The thing is though is they could have still. I feel like it's either one of those where you say, okay, we're farming, we don't commit, we don't even have anyone over there at this point because it's just too late in the game. They have 3 blinks. You don't screw around with 3 blinks. So it's a little bit of a misplay. It's not too bad,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well,
Wraith Kings. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, he got rid of his Midas for a Basher. Not the hugest of fans of this. I do like the Radiant scan. They scan to see if they're ganking the Ember, who is split pushing. But they've got 4, so they can stall this out till the Warlock's up.
When are these people gonna learn, Morty?
They don't really feel pressured on this tower. Like
No.
Sniper can do a little bit of damage, and he can obviously get some stuff done, but they're not going to take it. They can dive in on the Sniper.
Oh,
Once
they got
again,
it.
A little bit too soon,
Two-man
though.
golem. Oh, but they
5-man
RP'd
RP.
the entire team, and everyone's dead except for the guys who are going to resurrect, and they're going to die instantly too. Because look at all that cleave damage, and they RP him again. They don't have vision though. Nobody has vision. Warlock has sentries. If he puts down a sentry right now, oh no, he put down an
the wrong
obs.
ward.
Yeah, he put down the wrong ward. And what I will say this is on, that's on the Magnus. And the reason I always say this is when you are an initiator who is the catch hero, you carry vision. So, and you see the Spirit Breaker has vision. The Warlock even has vision because he's a support. But the Mag, even if it's in his backpack in that situation, they literally had like they RP'd knowing he was there in Viz. If he literally throws it into his backpack, said it was a refresher, and just waits and then does, he still died because he was so slow. He was walking away from them forever.
Disappeared.
And they're immediately pushing top, and I think they can go. They've got 2 golems still, or they expired? Yeah, they've
They're
expired
pushing
now.
bottom on Lifestealer. They got the tower.
Biostealer, okay. I think if they committed to 1 lane, they could have gotten a Rax.
Probably. They're going to feel okay just taking the shrines though.
Yeah,
farming
you
up a
don't
little
you don't
bit
want to
more.
stay. It's pretty risky. Ooh, Ember Spirit messed up with his spirits. He didn't go to the one that was back in, further away, but fortunately they don't have vision to see him. Oh, Lifestealer's incredibly low. He just burned his rage too. Okay. Yeah, his friends are gonna say, get in a taxi, get home.
Never refuse gold given.
Yeah, they need to have. They should have answered everyone in one spot. They try to split push. They try to get multiple things done. Not only did they give up the availability of getting another Rex, they gave up the availability of taking out the shrines, getting a lot of potential of grabbing just map control. If they would have grabbed the map control, they would have basically sealed this game for them. Having map control with a giant AoE team fight potential with having 2 heroes getting very close to getting 2 refreshers on some of the best,
Stealer has
maybe
an Abyssal
arguably
now.
the 2 best.
That's so big. Him having an Abyssal means there's an answer for the Centaur ult that doesn't rely on Searing Chains being landed or an RP.
They can just knock out the sniper too. They can just keep them locked
Yeah.
down. There's a lot of potential that they have on their team
Looks like
at this point.
Ember, they're smoked up. They're looking. They have good vision on the Radiant. They should know if no one's there. Oh, Direwolf finds the smoke and instantly gets out. Good reaction for him. The second you see a hero, you're just gone. No reason to mess around. But yeah, it looks like Ember's going for a Linken's. I really dislike that. I think if you're gonna go defensive item, there's not much that Lincoln stops. It stops the Burrow Strike, I guess, and the CM Root and the Wraith King Stun, but the Wraith King Stun's something you should dodge with Slate of Fist if you really want to. I would much rather see just a straight BKB or finish out your Maelstrom, depending on whether you feel like I want to go offensive or defensive. Finish out the field Mjolnir. Because the Lightning Shield is so big, if you put the Lightning Shield on the Magnus or the Spiritbreaker, who's guaranteed to take damage and proc the shield, like, it's going to be an immense amount of damage added. And they scanned out the Sniper, they're running there, but I think the Dire know what's up, and they're all backing. They didn't have any vision where they smoked, but I think it's pretty obvious when nobody's farming your lanes and you just smoked, like, what is the other team going to do? They're going to smoke and look for you.
Thing is, though, they don't have any wards. Can't really. Taking this right here is going to work out for them, but that was incredibly risky. They could have had them anywhere on the map, and they had no vision of them at all. And if you're going to do a smoke play, you need to have some type of vision out there to see. And like, they did check their surroundings, but it's not enough.
I agree in a way, but if you watch how they positioned, it was Spiritbreaker and Magnus in the front. I honestly, like, at that point you're just relying on the fact that you're counting on your Magnus to hit his BKB, because if he gets his BKB off, there's almost no way for the Dire to initiate the fight that is favorable to them, except to, like, skirmish and then disengage. Because if he BKBs, any sort of engagement is instantly RP'd, and he can even have a second RP to, even if you just catch one and you kill that person who's jumping you, you can then kill the second, like, you have another RP to win the fight with. But then again, that's if your Magnus gets his BKB off. If he hesitates at all, it could go bad for them. But now they're feeling incredibly strong. They're just gonna go straight down bottom.
Magnus has a crit now as well, so he's gonna be doing quite a bit of damage.
I don't know. They have a Shiva's up already? No, they don't. I actually would much prefer a Shiva's on him, just to give him more survivability. He's relying on his BKB to survive, and the fact that he's basically RPing them twice. But I really like the AoE slow potential and the survivability that Shivas give you, rather than the crit. But that's just me. I really value that the Shivas quite heavily. And Lifestealer just doesn't even give a crap. Holy.
He should give a crap though.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, Spiritbreaker's dead.
Yep, 100% dead.
And they learned, like, they collapsed in on people, and they've gotten multi-man RP'd, 5-man, 3-man RP'd over and over again. They catch out the Warlock, BKB's pop, they look for the RP, and they get another 4 or 5-man RP, and they just get destroyed. Sand King managed to get out, but it's just the Wraith King. Sand King tries to come back in, but he doesn't kill anyone, because Epicenter at this point just doesn't do that much damage. It does a lot, but it's not the most. And Sniper buys back instantly, but they lost the Sand King. And wow, they didn't even get a Golem off, and they won that hard. That's how good that RP was. I think the Sand King was outside of it, but it was a 4-man RP, so his Burrow Strike was on cooldown. He really basically was, like, couldn't do anything to stop it.
See, that's why I like the crit, because he's been getting successful RPs all the time, and they keep killing the Warlock. So if you're gonna have a good RP, you need to be able to deal the damage yourself and not depend on your Warlock to be able to survive. And if you pick up that crit, there's the damage for you, right there. So
yeah, I don't know. I just really value the ability to, like, Shivas to cancel blinks and give you that vision to make sure your RP's good, because you can blink. You know, you can Shivas to find vision. Like, I just really like Shivas.
I mean, it's what works for your team at that point, and I feel like these guys know how each other play, know how much that they have room to give. So for the player who's going to be the perfect initiator, Shivas definitely is the way to go. But if you're trying to help your team out and do other different things than just initiate. It's the way to go is definitely that Chrysalis build.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, honestly, though, like, they've been hitting their RPs so well. It's kind of one of those things, like, they're all dead even without his crit, or even Echo Saber, honestly. Like, they're doing, because the Lifestealer's been there to just pump damage in an Ember, too. But all three of those cores have been up and just pumping all their AoE damage right on top of, like, the 4-man RPs. So it's kind of one of those things where, it doesn't really matter, because you hit a 4-man RP, you win no matter what your items are, probably. As long as your cores have the items to do the damage, which they all do.
Right,
now
as long as they're living.
Yeah, now it looks like they're just waiting on Roche to go in. All the buyback, most of the buybacks are used up on the Dire side. I don't think Radiant's used any. There is a Wraith King and a Centaur buyback again, but Snipers is on cooldown, Sand King's on cooldown. Actually, Radiant doesn't have that many buybacks left. They have it on the Lifestealer in the Ember Spirit, but looks like the Magnus has been buying out for his items. That's not something I necessarily agree with. At this point in the game, like, having buyback is incredibly important. I know he has the minus 35-second respawn talent, but that often is not enough.
Yeah, it's true. I think that they're playing, like, there's a little bit of both too cautious and too greedy on a lot of these on both sides of these teams. Centaur's had the gold for almost 10 minutes to buy a Aghanim Scepter.
Oh, he has to finish that, yeah. Because that's the only way you survive an RP.
Right. I feel like there's a lot of potential of what's going on here. If they had that Aghanim Scepter up a little bit, that's like the... Yeah, you could have a buyback on your Centaur, and he's good to have. He's good to have that initiation, but if you can use your life or your potential to give Sniper basically an extra
no
life,
boots. No boots, Sniper. Oh, they just used the ult to try to catch the Ember? I'm not sure what happened there. It looks like they ulted to try to catch an Ember and did not get him. And that is a big deal. They got a 40-second window where they can, and the lanes are pushed, they can just go fight them, and they don't have that ult potential to disengage. Lifestealer, did he juggle his... Okay, he still got his armlet on instead of his phase boots. I'd actually rather have the phase boots at this point, just because the only, like, armlet damage isn't the issue. Like, the only way at this point is that they get away from you. I really just like going without boots on Lifestealer. He's not a hero that I think you should do it on.
They have a lot of delivery mechanisms, so they're just planning on that and moving the people towards him with a Magnus. So it's not it's not that bad of a plan if you have all these ways to deliver him.
Yeah, I just kind of look at it as like, man, your sniper. Oh, he's gonna walk up and siege. Yeah, I definitely would rather, especially with a heart. Like, you got so much damage in a Solar Crest.
So they're going to siege that, and they're trying to go siege a little bit bottom. They're going to kind of answer to just go up, and they're going to try to attack this Lifestealer a little bit. Hurt him, but he has a heart, so they're going to just re-engage here in a little bit, do some more damage to the tower.
Yeah, the second his heart comes off cooldown, he's full, and he just walks up with rage again. As long as they have mana boots, which they have 2 sets, so they're fine. And they're just popping assassinates. They're harassing Direwolf a little bit, but he can just go back and heal.
No big deal. They're going to come back and they're going to chump the tower.
He should just start thumping the Wraith King now, honestly. Yeah. And now they're charging in on the Sniper, just taking him out of the fight, and Wraith King is just dead. He does have a buyback. Oh. Crystal Maiden's down. She has no buyback. There is no buyback on the Wraith King. But at this point, it's too much. Centaur looks like he tried to go on the back. Oh, him and Sand King get RP'd. The Sniper's out. There's the secondary RP. Wraith King's ult is still down on cooldown. And it's just Sniper versus the world and the Centaur with buyback. Centaur buys back. But this is not going to be enough. Ooh, Direwolf doesn't have any remnants. Looks like he's going to go down. Largely because Lifestealer is not aggressively attacking the Sniper and everyone else is left. He's just going for these wrecks. He can infest the creep though. Go for the infest play.
Jump in the creep! Jump in the creep!
Oh no, the creeps are gonna walk away from him. He's gonna die here.
He is. He doesn't have his...
Rage TP. Oh, his rage is on cooldown. He's gonna die here. Oh, if he infests now.
Jump at the creeps!
Oh.
He's on a bat creep, and so he should be okay. They're letting
He's
him
gonna
get
have rage
pretty far out
TP
there.
and he's gonna heal. Does he heal up during this? Man, Heart heals you? Oh man, he's fun. Rage TP. You gotta rage TP. TP now? Okay. When he popped the race and hesitated, I'm like, oh no, don't get yourself like that one little hesitation. I guess Sniper doesn't have even an MKB, so you're fine.
Not to harp on this guy too much, but he still hasn't bought his Ags on Centaur, and he bought back there. And he had okay, he just bought it. He just bought it.
Yeah, he
Okay.
just bought it.
I was losing myself there. I was like, oh man, you gotta buy this. It's killing me. But okay, that's cool. He's got it. He understands.
Yeah. Oh man, Magnus has a heart now. Wow.
I'll take your tribute.
Yeah, they are very, very farmed.
Far ahead.
They.
Can
Yeah.
you at least agree with me that the heart is not the play?
Yes, I will 100% agree with that.
Which my matriarch
I do not like heart on Magnus.
No, I love it on Lifestealer, but on Mag, I think you get the Shivas. Or honestly, if you just want to go all out damage, just get yourself a Bloodthorn. Like,
Yeah,
like a Bloodthorn.
honestly,
great.
same thing.
Yeah, like Bloodthorn's so good on that hero, especially like because you RP someone and then you silence someone and then they just die. Like, yeah.
I'm actually very surprised Lifestealer hasn't bought himself one yet. He could sell his phase boots and buy himself and eat it and still be fine.
Moonshard? Yeah, he could. Probably just hasn't. Honestly, at this point, he's probably just. If you watch, they're just forming up the squad to go bot.
Yeah, and they're probably not worried about it. They just want to guarantee that they have buybacks, and makes sense. So
Dessert?
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's or other?
Ben and Jerry's. Sorry about that, Flub. My wife was asking me if I wanted to in the store, and I wanted ice cream. So,
priorities, man.
Yeah,
Priorities.
Exactly.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So we got.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything's changed. The siege is happening, all their ults are up. Honestly, if Lifestealer can just sit here, rage, and kill all their buildings.
Prancing Rooster also has. I mean, they still have a chance. I feel like I've been on Dire Straits' side this whole game, but I think that they still have a very good team to counteract theirs. They just haven't hit their combination of ults at all.
They
this
have
game.
to, like, this is one of those plays where, like, I just smoke as the Sand King and just go behind them and just say, I'm going to go YOLO and try to engage on this Warlock / Magnus and then, like, just hit Centaur ult and just try to kill those two people. Because, like, those teamfight ults are why they're losing these fights. Like, if Sand King could potentially kill the Warlock or the Magnus or just disable them long enough to, like, get the other cores to kill them, that's, like, their only chance in these fights.
Oh, good thing they paused because there's a Divine Rapier on Sniper. I did not see that.
Whoa! Okay, I love this play. Because you were losing pretty hard. You have 1 Rax left. You got to do something.
Yep.
The only thing I'd
Smart.
say, like, yeah, the only thing I'd say is honestly against Spirit Breaker rather than Shadow Blade or Silver Edge, I like Lincoln's just to make sure he can't charge me to start a fight. Like, he can't start charging me. So it gives you a guaranteed window to do your damage. Yeah. Still, honestly, even with the look at this with the Solar Crest, even with the Divine Rapier, okay, they fought it up. But because he doesn't have an MKB, like, the evasion alone keeps this Lifestealer. Plus, Lifestealer has, like, 39 armor, plus the 12 of Solar Crest. He has so much armor. So even with the Divine, it's just not enough. And this Sniper has more, almost as many items. Oh, he doesn't have the Abyssal Fashion, and there's Menace.
It's pretty hard to stop this now. They're jumping in, though. They're getting the ultimate.
Ooh.
Magnus jumps in, gets an RP. He's going to try to go for another RP.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because the Sniper just shot you with the Divine. Here's the thing. Megas aren't the end versus a Sniper with a Divine.
Definitely not.
He can hold a base forever. And Centaur can too. If Centaur gets enough gold to get a heart, he can just sit there and the creeper will just die. So they have to still win a fight. Or at least, like, have the fight happen long enough for creeps to kill the base.
Well, I was gonna say I said earlier it's gonna be 60 minutes. They both have very good high ground, but could be much longer than that. We may even have another 20 minutes on
Yeah,
hand.
I honestly
See.
thought, they had like a 12K lead on Prancing Roosters, and I thought they were going to close out the game, but then they got like 3-man, 4-man RP'd repeatedly in fights, and that's it. Honestly, Sniper, yeah, you can just backdoor this thing.
Yeah. And they're gonna get this rack so they don't buy back. They're definitely.
You don't buy back for this Rex, though. You got Megas. You buy back for the throne.
It's true. They're gonna get. Okay, but he bought back there, and now he lays down his ultimate, grabs only a couple.
No, his blink got
missing
canceled.
RP.
That's his only RP.
This could be.
Oh, there's the
very
second
bad.
golem, though. The Sniper's trying to run away, but he's slowed up. There's no
They don't have
detection.
sight. No sight.
But Sniper's running. Sniper, I honestly think, has to fight here, right?
Not necessarily. They have both the people that died have buybacks. They can push everything back. It's not going to be end of the game, like we were saying before, with the whole availability of having a Divine Rapier Sniper.
Yeah, and here's the other thing now. Now, if Dire Straits walks into the base right now, they could lose this game. The only way they lose this game is if they go die right now, because they just use their buybacks. And as boring as this is, what they need to do is they need to sit there and say, hey, we cannot fight right now. We just spent 3 buybacks. We have to wait for our buybacks to come off cooldown.
Yeah, and they used all their ultimates, man. They refreshed when they didn't have their reverse polarity up, so both their reverse polarities are down. They used both golems. I mean, they didn't even repel everyone. They took a Rax and they bought back on 3 people to kill 2 supports.
Yeah, I mean, here's the issue with what happened is that they didn't have any vision to catch the Sniper. And if you watch, like, the only person carrying vision at this point, everyone's got all these items, but, like, honestly, at this point, as the Lifestealer, I would put away my armlet and have a gem on my Lifestealer, because he is zeroing and going straight at the Sniper, and then the Sniper silver edges and just walks away from him, even when he's slowed. Like, this has happened multiple times, and this is just one of those cases where, like, as a core, you have to value vision in these situations. And the same thing with the Magnus. Like, yeah, it's nice he has this heart, but how much better would it have been had he been carrying a gem? Because just the way the flight split out, I think Spirit Breaker either was dead or was not, like, on top of the Sniper to dust. Maybe the dust missed the Sniper, or he didn't even realize the dust to be used. But if you just carry a gem on one of the heroes that is in there in the fight, that's a dead Sniper, that's a Divine, that's game.
Ember went for a Scotty to replace his armor. I don't really like that. I like the blade mail's fine. Yeah, the Scotty's generally better, but why not go into a different path? I don't think Scotty. Once you're past the 60-minute mark, I don't think that this build is necessary. Like, Scotty's great, but you
Divine
want, like,
Sniper still
Divine.
kills you. Like, he should get his own Shivas. Like, a Divine actually shreds him completely. He has very little armor relative. And this Lifestealer has so much more armor than him because of the AC.
Well, he also, like, I much prefer, like, not only does it give you... Yeah, he's gonna pick him off.
This.
Jumps in. Sand King ultimate. They're gonna start poking away.
This Sniper is just poking away. They don't... Oh, he misses the Sniper on the RP. He refreshes for it, but that Magnus is just dead. He has buyback. But this is not a good fight here. This could be a complete throw. If they kill this Lifestealer, there's no buyback now. They've refreshed it up
He's
again.
gonna drop another golem. If he's not stunned out the whole time.
no,
Oh,
he's
stunned out. Oh my
And
goodness.
they don't have buyback on Lifestealer or Wraith King. That's actually GG. If the Prancing Roosters properly push lanes out, have travels on their cores, which they do, this is actually GG unless they get an absolute god tier RP, which they don't have because of Magnus cooldown. They have to get the Golem of a lifetime because they don't have either cores. I think they've thrown this game completely.
Well, they screwed up. Sniper TP'd way too soon. So there's that, and they could have to worry about...
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters, man. If they had one of Sniper, one of Ember, or one of Lifestealer, I think they're fine. They need the Golem right now, though.
Golem! It's on all of them.
Oh!
They have that chains.
The Fatal Bonds!
Oh my goodness. Coming in, doing damage. They got that. Okay, well
No,
they
that's
still
it.
have Warlock up, and he's still slowing everyone down.
Doesn't matter though. 30 seconds is more than enough time. It's a divine. It's an AC. It's actually just the base.
Look at the base on the other side though. The Warchief
Centaur
is like
doesn't have
dancing
heart.
around.
I
He
don't
doesn't have
think the
heart.
cre-
Under attack.
Okay, with
But
that,
CM has
maybe-
buyback. CM has buyback though. She can buy back in freezing field and kite them. It's over.
Okay. Yep, you're right. They're trying to play out to the very last bit though.
You should. Lifestealer's up in 8 seconds. You've got to try. But the thing is, Sniper's actually so far back, he's going to kill this base before they can get there. And that is
Wow.
Prancing Roosters coming back from Megas. Because just what I said, they can lose this game, and the only way they lose this game is that they pushed into the base and take a fight without buyback, and that's exactly what they did.
Yep, definitely.
And
And
I think this just highlights, I don't like to disparage people who are low MMR, but usually in lower MMRs, you just have less experience in the game. I don't know if that's the case for all of them. I played with them a fair amount, but I don't think they've been playing the game as long as I have. And if you have experience either watching a ton of Pro Dota or playing a ton of these mega late game situations, that's how you lose games like this. Like, this is the only way you lose. This is how Alliance came back from Megas, is when a Shadow Fiend bought back, TP'd in, and just died. Like, that's actually how you lose these games, is you don't respect buybacks and don't play patient.
yeah, and for as much crap I talked about Sniper picking up his Shadow Blade, it definitely worked out for them. They got so many items, and then they didn't want to ever buy Sight on Dire Straits, and he got away way too many times.
Yeah, and it's the classic case of, I have all these items, I'm a core hero, I don't carry the Sight, and there's a lot of times there's some value to that, because you're like, frequently as a Juggernaut, I'm like, I have to be 6 slotted. I have to have as much power to be offensive as possible to win this game. Because if I don't hit with that 6th item, I can't actually win. But in this case, did the Lifestealer need that armlet to win that game? No. If he has a gem, or Magnus, do you need that heart to win that game? But if you just carry the gem, what happens? Sniper gets caught 100%.
Yep.
And I'd like to bring back this point, and I'll just say this again. That's one of the reasons that you value Shiva, is if you put it on a gem carrier, like a Sand King, the vision, the fact of the matter is, the second that Sniper disappears, that you pop that Shiva's, and you're just like, where is he? And if he's anywhere within your gem vision, you've got him. Even if he's fogged you into trees. So, yeah. But either way, if just the Spirit Breaker, I think, is the natural carrier in that situation. He's an initiator who is tasked with carrying Dusk. Why doesn't he have a gem, which always works? Like, you don't have to pull it off, you know?
Well, he was always dying, but really, I think
That's
that
true.
the main problem was taking away on Direwolf. He took away the
Blade Mail?
took away the blade mail. Like that would have shredded the Sniper. You just hit blade mail when he starts attacking you, and if he crits with he would have done 1,300 damage back to himself. He didn't have survivability.
And honestly, you said that, and that's actually one situation where the Scotty makes some sense. Because if you have Blade Mail and the Scotty, like, if you have Blade Mail up and Sniper hits you twice, he dies, you live. Because you have more HP than him. So it's one of those situations where you see that with Sumail did that with the Elk. Like, if you put Blade Mail on a tanky hero who has more HP than somebody, they just kill themselves.
Yep. You have to be very quick, and you have to use your availability of using your blade mail correctly and understanding when's the exact right time. But Sniper was attacking very fast. It would have taken him like 2 shots, and those 2 shots could have easily killed him because he had no health items.
If you get crit, it's just done. It doesn't matter. If you crit, boom, you're dead. So yeah. So that was a very close game.
It was. Very fun game to cast. It was exciting the whole time.
It was very exciting, and honestly, I feel like this is the sort of game that is destined. The second game will be disappointing, because I feel like you get these really crazy games in one of them, and then the other one's kind of more standard. But
yeah, sometimes the teams can get disheartened after a game like that.
God, can you imagine Hakuna Marana after a game like that?
No, no, that would be we would lose like 15 minutes after that game.
Yeah, Vafa would just like randomly dive a tier 3, level 3. It's like, I got this guy. It's like, oh, and then he'd go, oh, I'm so stupid, or something. What does he always say? I'm such an idiot. Isn't that what he'd say?
Yeah, something like that.
Such an idiot.
Sometimes it'd work out though, man. He's crazy like that.
He's a very good player. I'm just saying when he tilted, like the meter went too far the other way. Like he is a divey player normally, but like he would dive like when we play 1v1s to warm up, like and plus just for me to practice, like he'd dive me frequently and like kill me and then he'd die. But in a 1v1 that's fine because you're like, okay, I got the XP lead now and I just punish you with it.
Right.
So I'm curious to see how the teams respond with the draft. I'd be shocked if Magnus is not banned out. That Magnus destroyed them. I wouldn't even be shocked if they banned out the Warlock, because Prancing Roosters has to look at it like, what the heck just happened? And the answer was the team fight alts destroyed us. Yep.
I also think that they're going to ban out the sniper pretty early on Dire Straits. They had all these answers to the sniper. They had all these ways to get up on top of him and kind of ignore the whole problem, and they still had trouble with it. So. Yeah. If you're gonna take away these super farm heroes that can just exist by the late game and then get,
I don't know. Like I feel like the sniper wasn't a problem until that last fight when he had the divine. Like they actually got on top of him and killed them. They got on top of him and killed him every fight except the one top Rax where the Spirit Breaker went in, zoned him, and then they just took the Rax and walked out. I guess once they were sieging base, it became an issue.
Well, you got to remember, before they were getting those 4 and 5 man RPs with him in it, the sniper was the main problem. He was sitting in the back and he was poking them down, and there was nothing really that they could do about it. Like they would commit all this dive to it, and then they would still exist, and he would get away because he had the Shadow Blade. And we talked about that a little bit already. Having that player who can escape with a sniper or something like that, to just be able to click 1 or 2 times is something that shouldn't happen, and they kind of answered the problem to begin with.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So it looks like we'll have the Dire Straits on the Dire side this time. Prancing Roosters is requesting Radiant. Teams haven't flipped yet because I'm guessing Voiceless Fade. I apologize for my dog who's barking because he gets very excited when anyone comes home, no matter what. And Voiceless Fade looks like he's AFK to probably just to take a bathroom break. It was an hour-long game. I don't blame people. Matter of fact, when the draft starts, I'm going to do the same thing. Run to the restroom, grab my ice cream, and just prep for another potentially epic game like that one was.
Nice. So, I'll take over then. Just say like, okay, Flub or something like that.
I'm just going to go now, since we're in the lobby. Just if they have to remake the lobby for some reason, don't let them start without me. But I'm just going to go take care of that now since we appear to be waiting for Voiceless Fade, who actually is back yet. So I'm going to wait and make sure that the lobby starts and then go, actually. I think that would be more prudent.
Either way, go now if you wanted to.
Yeah, they're waiting on the other casters, so I'm just going to wait as well. Still, I was actually really impressed with overall the Dire Straits play. I've played with most of them a fair amount, and I will say this, I think Freddy Cruz is... Oh! Okay, he went soon.
He's misclicked.
Yeah. Okay. We are mythical creatures. Have you watched American Gods? I've been meaning to, but I need to find a way to access it. Anyway,
Yeah, same.
Yep. Okay, I am going to head upstairs real quick. I'll be right back. You take over when the draft gets interesting. I'll be back as soon as I can.
All right. Okay, everyone. It's game 2 of DotP Dire Straits and the Prancing Roosters versus the Prancing Roosters. So we got Dire Straits on their first ban. Let's see what they go with. Let's see if they go with the ban of Sniper or even the possibility of just banning out something simple like going into their safe laner. They went into Wraith King. I seriously doubt that they're going to ban someone like Wraith King, but it could be something. Nope, they decided to stick with their normal bans. They hate Axe. They're going to ban him out. Same thing with Prancing Roosters. They're going to go for that Invoker ban. Smart. I think that they need to. I mean, obviously, if they're going to let them have their combo again, I think going into picking up either one of those heroes for them last game, going into a Warlock or a really just picking up the Magnus first was like so great for them, and they didn't. They had all the opportunity in the world to pick up an Ursa, and they never did. So if you're gonna let that through, then I feel like that is the person to pick. So if you don't have answers to it, you don't have leaning answers to Magnus. Oh, they decided to ban out the Magnus. Interesting. So not only are they're gonna ban out the Magnus, and because they know how great it is, obviously with their player who's playing the Magnus to begin with. I think that's risky. Like, if you have first pick, you should definitely start off with that. Going into Prancing Roosters, they have their second ban here. See what they decide to ban out. They're going to ban out that Lina again. They just don't want to deal with the mid potential, and they're going to start with first pick on Dire Straits. If I had to guess this, I would say that they're going to pick up the Crystal Maiden. Maybe they just don't want to deal with a Magnus, and they wanted to take away the Crystal Maiden from their other team. And Crystal Maiden doesn't really match up super well versus Magnus. Yes, you can put him into root and make sure that he doesn't really skew her away anymore. She still has a very low base attack and doesn't really offer a lot. Alright, well, they're going to pick up the Legion Commander. They banned it out last game, and they're like, okay, let's use it this time. Makes a lot of sense. Going to Prancing Roosters here, they're going to go into picking 2. I'm interested to see how they answer this, because Legion Commander is a very strong hero. They did a very good job on offlane with last time, so we're going to answer with Tree. Not a bad hero to save people with. I think it would be better to use someone like Dazzle or maybe even Oracle at this point.
Yeah,
but,
well, I'm back now, and I will say Tree is a better answer in lane to Legion, because if you want to try to punish her in lane, the ability to bash her and do an immense amount of right-click damage is pretty important. Most supports can't trade with her at all. I'd say Tree is probably one of the exceptions.
And Darkseer. Maybe they're going to try to put Darkseer in the safe lane, and they're going to go an aggressive try with the Treant Protector.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think of Lifestealer versus Legion? It's a matchup you see a lot in the pros. How do you think it'd play out here?
I think it'd be strong for Prancing Roosters to pick that up. I think Dire Straits would be silly to take it away, because obviously it's a strength hero. You can heal off of that availability. The only thing that kind of sucks about it, that matchup, is that Legion Commander can just go into Shadowblade build and get the availability of getting the Silver Edge, breaking his lifesteal. If you can break that lifesteal, then you're not going to get your spell off, and you can kind of just ult and exist and kind of take care of the problem in and of itself. But then you just have 100 gold item to see it coming, drop down that sentry, make sure that you don't have that problem with Lifestealer, and it can kind of work into your favor. So
yeah, honestly, Lifestealer is one of those heroes I don't like to do that. Like, yeah, the Silver Edge is nice to break Feast, but unless you have other people to jump in, without the ability to Blade Mail, because if you don't, he has the option to counter you with whatever item he has, and there's a number of paths you can go. And the ability to have your Blade Mail up when you duel is incredibly important. So,
5 seconds, Morty.
it's just a tough thing to deal with.
Yeah, I do like Blade Mail on Legion, but if you have an ability, if you pick up Legion early enough, you can get heroes like Invoker. Obviously, they blunt banned out Invoker already, but you can get Invoker, Lena, or even going into something like the supportive Skywrath Rate Mage sometimes can be really, really strong. And he's not picked. Lion, you know, these heroes that are generally not necessarily picked up in the pros because you can't really take advantage of it as easily in the pros because they'll punish those heroes for their obvious weaknesses in this meta. But it's a little bit easier when your game's more freeform, when you're playing in teams in general. You can kind of, it depends on the players too. And Legion Commander with a Skywrath Mage just offers like a lot of kill potential in the very beginning that they don't really have an answer for right now. And honestly, Skywrath Mage is pretty strong versus Treant and Darkseer.
Yeah.
You can.
Well, my question is, are they just going to run the Treant Darkseer duo lane? Because
Hey, Morty, guess what time it is?
Very likely. Very likely.
It's reserve
and if they do that, Urz is out, Lifestealer's out. There's not many safe laners who can stand up to that with the Venge, because the Venge doesn't provide much backup against that.
You could always troll and kind of exist. You can get a slow, have like somewhat of potential to exist. And if you run a tri-lane versus it, you get another guy who has like a good diving, anti-diving potential. Like I would love to see a Witch Doctor at this point. You have a normal stun with Venge, and then you get like a Witch Doctor to, if they have the two heroes diving you just throw a cask. Answers a lot of the problems of
And Witch
having
Doctor provides that
lane.
burst as well. The other hero I'd say that would be a good option is CM. CM ult's not as reliable as Witch Doctor ult, but it provides a lot of the same thing, an anti-diver, a way to burst in a duel. Because if CM's there with Legion, you just ult, it should be a kill. And CM would enable them to pick someone like Jug, per se, who Troll just tries to exist. Jug with Venge and CM just kills people. Even Tree's Darkseer just died at that lane.
Mm-hmm. I just like Troll because with Legion Commander, it's an incredible combo. Give her more attack speed, set her up a little bit stronger. He doesn't really help out the Witch Doctor at all, but because you're going to be using your ult in those team fights. But I mean, you're going to have a Venge, you're going to have a Legion, and you're going to have whoever your mid is. Which honestly, at this point, looking at the draft, like SF would be so good on Dire Straits, and you had Troll SF Legion. That'd be a really strong tri-core.
Yep, that would be strong. The other thing is if you don't have it, the reason I like Jug is because he is a good tower hitter, who provides the sustain to make long pushes into Darkseer Tree, who can ion shell creeps and delay out things. But SF answers those issues as well. Especially with Troll there, because SF just gets a Dragon Lance, just gets like a Manta, and then he can just punch the towers from forever away, and then your Troll can just look for a pick and sort of thing. I've seen that combination run multiple times in the pros. SF just hits towers, and the second anyone goes on him, he hits BKB, or he gets swapped, and then the Trolls goes and kills somebody instantly with the bashes and all that.
Yep. And they actually pick up the Witch Doctor on Prancing Roosters. So maybe they felt like there was a possibility that Dire Straits were going to pick it. And they're like, oh, well, it works with our team as well. So let's pick it up.
It's also one of the supports that can actually really deal with the Legion. Ideally, if you pick a strong carry with a Cast Maledict, is one of the combos that Legion can't just press the attack off. Because the stuns are so short, she's not really pressed attacking anything. And Maledict doesn't care about purchase. It just stays forever.
Yeah, true. And
so
they answer with a Rubik.
Huh.
That's... I would say that would be the last on my list for supports.
Yeah, me too.
If you have a Legion.
There's not a ton to steal. That's great.
And it doesn't help you kill anyone that's dueled. Like he's like the worst
the core
damage
Venge,
dealer.
What if this is the core bench?
It's true. That's true.
If it's a core bench, Rubik's great pick because at that point the bench provides the damage and another stun, and then Rubik enables them to can do everything you need out of a 5, and it allows them to kind of, and it also keeps the draft open. So I actually really like that thought. So now they can just pick another support, like say a disruptor. Like a disruptor would really make this lineup, I think.
I really like that Ember pick.
Yeah, I love
has
the Ember
all
pick.
spell damage.
Yeah.
Dire team ban.
Not only that, she doesn't she can't leap out of chains. It's a big problem.
Yep. Yeah. It's great versus, I mean, it's great versus their entire team. It has a little bit of a dot damage type
Good for
aspect.
Darkseer. It's a good way to cancel Witch Doctor ult. The one thing he will need to get is probably needs to get a Lotus or a Manta just to deal with Tree.
Definitely.
It's not a big issue. It's an itemization choice that he needs to be aware of and identify, because otherwise he could die several times. Or he could just go straight BKB. Like, those are all valid answers. Just kind of depends on where you are relative to the Mirana's farm, I think. Because if she goes like the nuke build, like maybe you just have to get a BKB, otherwise you die to an E-Blade or something.
Well, what do you know? It's reserve time.
Oh man, I love Skywrath here. Like, Skywrath would be so... Whoa.
Come on, Radiant.
Okay, they're gonna try to cancel out the Darkseer with Anti-Mage. I think if they run that Treant, though, aggressively with Darkseer, it's gonna be very hard for that Anti-Mage to farm. And it's like the only way that Darkseer can win versus Anti-Mage, in my opinion. I think Anti-Mage is just way too good nowadays versus Darkseer's lineup. It used to be kind of a back and forth go, and you could kind of outplay with the Darkseer at some point. You can outplay the Anti-Mage. But if you have the Treant there to just exist and punch people down, any support with that Ion Shell, Anti-Mage is not going to offer anything as a carry. If they would have done what you said and gone into the Venge carry at that point, they could have gotten a much hardier support, or even a support that really catches people out and kind of punished the duo lane.
Right, but here's the other thing they could do. And I know teams don't think this way, but what if they just run whatever safe laner they pick, if they just run 3 heroes down bot at them and just say the AM. Sure, you can commit 2 heroes to our AM, but he'll still get his farm for a little while. And once he has levels, you're not killing him. Yeah. I would probably just do that. I'd just run down that Spectre.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's totally what I would do. I was not expecting the Spectre pick. I was expecting
I thought they'd pick a strong laner who could just exist with that Warlock and be fine against Legion or even Legion +1. And then you just allow that tree to have pressure. But we'll see. I don't know if Dire Straits is comfortable sacking an AM in that situation. Or not really sacking, but making the AM have a rougher time just to secure the fact that that tree's going to have to rotate.
Mm-hmm. You can set up the AM pretty well, too. Like, if you actually went kind of unconventional and went a Iron Talon, and you kind of just killed the creep, got the availability of picking up your spell shield and being behind lines, but not even getting your mana steal for a little while, because you don't know if tree's going to be there or not. Just get spell shield and blink, and then get like a little bit, like 1 level into your mana burn.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Could be very, very strong.
Definitely very strong. I mean, the real key is if they're going to commit a tri-lane, they need to bring sentries, and they need the AM to just they need to catch the Darkseer, and they don't need to kill him, but they need to burn his whole mana pool, make him shrine if he wants to, or ship out more clarities or whatever, and just keep aggressively draining his mana pool before he gets that soul ring up. If they do that, they AM the farm just fine.
Yeah, definitely. They have a lot that they can play with. I'd be interested to see how they run these different lineups. And this is really silly to have this during games. Like, it's fine in pubs.
The towers do change based on what their levels are. It just doesn't show them.
Yeah. It's weird, though, and to have it in a team format. Like, it's okay to have it in pubs.
Yep, we got a smoke TP out again for mid. Merc is going to walk up ward mid. Same sort of manner. I like that he's doing it the proper way. So many times people walk under the tower's vision range and place the ward inside what the tower sees, and then like even your smoke, people see the ward before the ward fades to invis. I can't tell you the times I see people walk up, place it directly in front of the tower where they can see it, and it's just like, you just gave the mid 100 gold and some XP. Thanks for my high ground ward.
Yep.
Looks like they're gonna try a smoke here, a smoke play. Yeah, they're going for it. Did Rubik get in vision of that ward before he did that? No, they would have reacted. He started to go down the stairs before they popped it, but they don't react it. They have the Legion in front. This is a problem. They need the Rubik to lead. There's the lift. There's the stun. It's chains. You just need chains. Oh, he leveled the chains but didn't cast it. I think they got it, though. Oh, they got it.
Yeah, they got it. They screwed up the chains, but, you know, that's okay. They still get the kill. They're gonna, hopefully, Anti-Mage is gonna pick up a blink here. Yep, he's guaranteeing getting that as well. They're gonna get 2. Do an even trade. Not gonna get a good block, though, on either side, so should be pretty even, I guess.
That's advantage Ember. He did get chains level 1, but I think that's fine. Especially against Mirana, you don't really care. Yeah, and the creeps kind of naturally actually favor him a little bit because he was able to block that just that tiny little bit. And Legion is going to be a little late. They're blocking the camp themselves. That is... Why did he block the camp? I'm so confused right now. They blocked the hard camp themselves.
They didn't want to have Darkseer doing the stacks.
No.
He can create
The Radiant blocked it. The Radiant blocked it on against the Legion. See, if you look
Same
here,
thing.
on the Dire.
Same thing.
They do go on this. They're running tri-lanes versus tri-lane. The second I saw there was a tri-lane bot, I would send my support spot. Like, the Darkseer is just not a solo Darkseer is not a problem. It's the Darkseer plus tree is the problem.
Mm-hmm. It's... And really, AM can take... Yeah, like you're saying. Like, I think that they're probably waiting until he gets Spell Shield. So it's not too bad of a decision, honestly. They can do
it's fine. I mean, running your tri-lane to secure your AM, whatever advantage, until you decide you're there, it's fine, but...
Oh, wow, and they canceled his mana pot. If they realize this, they can pretty much leave the lane.
Yeah.
He can... Yeah, but you can get Mana Void and then really deal the damage out.
Yeah, you just drain it all.
Mana Break, my bad. They're doing a lot to Freddy, though, down at bottom. Legion Commander's taking a lot of damage.
Oh, yeah,
the Maledict comes out.
That should help.
She's already shrined, too. He's gonna have to go home.
He's wanting to stay. He's gonna risk it.
That is not worth it, my friend. He doesn't have overwhelming odds to get away. He has no sentry. Tree can just kill him with a bash at this point.
Just what the doctor
Even with boots, I think.
He does have 2 mangoes.
Oh, but Witch Doctor's going to be there with a haste rune. No. The creep wave's actually pushing. If Spectre done a better job of managing the creep aggro. But, I guess Freddy just looked at the creep wave. Wasted stun. Got away from the range creep. Good job by Freddy. Meanwhile, mid, the Ember again is doing quite well, though the Mirana is going for a near kill, but still, 12-2 or 6-1. Ember is just going. Oh, she's going for it, but with the shield up, I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, and Ember's forced to shrine out, which is a little bit of advantage, but the CS Mirana's missing here, because she's got what? There's like 5 creeps here, so as long as Direwolf can recover a few of these creeps.
Oh, and takes a lot of damage though so far.
Yeah. Still, he's got his bottle coming out, so he'll be fine for regen. I know he got more Tango sent. Wow.
Oh, Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I like that though. Shit more regen out if you need it. Meanwhile, AM's at the top of the CS chart. Darkseer did get his level 3. He went Poor Man's Shield actually. It's very interesting. I think that's a pretty big waste of gold.
He's not going to get the availability of using enough mana, especially versus an Anti-Mage.
Yeah,
Anti-Mage loves this.
Yeah, and AM's got 2 points of mana break now. And
Doesn't even have anything in Spell Shield.
I mean, does he need it? He's got a salve left.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like the supports have gotten him out of that situation so much.
Yeah, he doesn't need
Darkseer's
it.
still getting less hits though.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
guess
he
that's
shouldn't
where.
be.
Yeah, that's a matter of if AM just aggro blinks and they get a lift off right there, that's a kill probably. Actually, I don't know. With 4-man shield, he's pretty tanky. Direwolf does get an Invis rune. I don't think he gets a kill out of this. I think this is just a regen rune. Yeah. Yeah, he just gets some harass off on her. Denies up a range creep for his trouble. He's eating a lot of right clicks right now.
Yeah,
he might die
he's gonna
here.
die.
Yeah, he's dead. Arrow for the stun.
And
Oh,
he
she doesn't have
mistimed his bottle too.
Yep, he dies.
Your
You can't just take like he took what 10 right clicks there. Even with the
Yeah.
foreman, 10 right clicks, you just can't trade that. It's fine if you're punching her back, but you can't let her punch you without punching. Because if you're trading in that situation, she can't leap on you because she could die. But because you weren't trading, actually, just a pretty bad play by him. It's going to cost him his CS lead, and then obviously now she is level 6 and you are level 5, so you're now half level behind despite her giving up first blood. That's not much XP for you, but you were, doubling up our on CS. That's not great. Oh, little unlucky there with the chains. If he gets that chains off, it's a lot of damage on her. He's 6 now, though, so he's going to have some burst. Meanwhile, up top, Darkseer is still getting way too much farm for you. You're right, like, Darkseer is still getting his last hits. This should not be happening. He's getting his soul ring shipped out to him as soon as the courier gets to him, at which point he will be able to threaten the AM again. But AM's got enough money for his ring of health. I think just a ring of health, a ring of regen, and then just AM gets as much spell shield as he feels he needs, and this Darkseer doesn't matter.
Even trying.
Well, down bot. Oh! The Venge tried to get aggro here, and it looks like they're going to feed away 2 different kills. If he dives too far, he's just going to get coconutted again. Nope, he chooses not to. He just disengages. But this Spectre is doing way too well against a Legion commander who had a Venge nearby.
Oh, he picked up the... He could have picked up it.
Does he have... She get it? Yeah, she got it.
Yeah, she got it.
She doesn't even go for the bottle. Interesting. Oh, and the Witch Doctor in the jungle just gets solo killed. Looks like he was going for the bounty rune and just gets killed for his trouble. And now they're going to shrine up and continue this aggression. I do like that they moved the Venge down here. It's puts so much pressure on the enemy supports and the Spectre. Like, even if it doesn't work out the best for you and Spectre still gets farm, like, the supports cannot leave. They can't gank mid, they can't help the Darkseer get kills, that sort of thing.
Well, they definitely don't need it, because Anti-Mage, like you were saying before, he has a lot of potential of just outplaying the Darkseer at this point. Especially once he hits level 6. He's got the Darkseer where he wants him to be.
He's hit 6 now.
He hit 3 points of mana break as well, so... Oh, maybe bottom. They might get a kill down here. Looks like they're going to get the coconut off, bounce it off. Actually bounces
double
to
kill.
the Legion.
Yeah, and that's a double kill because of that bounce. Oh, wow. That's huge.
Some might say lucky bounce. I say probably just bad positioning by Legion at that point. She shouldn't have been there. She should have just jumped all the way back. She was away.
Yeah,
Had no mana.
I think she went back for an overwhelming odds to harass a little more and then just died for it. Still, the AM is leading the farm war, and fundamentally, even if your Spectre's having a really good time, if AM is, 10% up on CS in this situation, and your Ember is doing well mid, still out CSing the Mirana despite the solo kill, like, this AM potential comes online just faster than the Spectre. Mirana ult comes out, looks like he wants to go on Direwolf, but Direwolf's just going to shrine up and doesn't really care. And that's just kind of wasted mana on the Mirana. Oh, he misses the chains. He didn't have a point of slight. That's actually a big deal. He just used a ton of mana.
He missed the chains, but he dodged the arrow. Now he's dead.
Yeah, Rubik gets run down by the hasted Mirana. But now he doesn't have mana to like even be in lane safely at this point. He probably should run it back and head home. Or at least when he gets the courier, he will. Down bot, though, this Legion and the Spectre are doing a little dance. And without the tree there, decidedly the Legion doesn't have a poor man shield. This might explain why she's been dying, honestly. You take a lot of those little right clicks, and that matters.
It's a little risky to go without a four-man shield at this point. I would like to see AM getting more aggressive on this Darkseer. Like, I need to stop focusing on it, but at the same time, it's like, alright, well, you're designed to beat this, not just farm. You're supposed to push them out of lane at a certain point so that your supports can rotate. Like, if their supports could rotate down to bottom and put 2 supports versus a Spectre, he would have 0 farm right now. Not that he has a lot. But...
honestly, though, at this point, I think you just... oh, they got the kill in the Darkseer now. Yep, his Surge is now down, just dead. Yep. I think after that kill, honestly, they just I think the Rubik and the Venge should both go bot anyways. Like, now AM is level 7. He should be buying his treads right now. He's probably going to be greedy and get, like, the broadsword sent out. But that's just such a huge mistake. You need those treads.
Oh, which TP top as well. Like, if they would go down to bottom right now, they would have no answer.
Right.
Now, they didn't see the TP, but it's crucial to try to make as much as you can out of this situation.
They have to know, though, because Legion was sitting there just punching the Spectre, and there was no support rotation or response. So if there's no support rotation or response, that means they're not there, right?
Right.
Oh, he's going to get cliffed? Witch Doctor is cliffed! Oh no! The arrow strikes! Oh, but the stun comes out.
It's not soon enough.
Ember's gonna come. I think they're just gonna be able to walk away. Oh, Ember's not gonna get there. Ember could be in trouble here. Nope.
Oh no,
the
the
Witch Doctor
Blinken.
from the cliff! It's just destroying them!
I don't know why. Anti-Mage should just jump up there.
Just kill her, yeah. Like, I know early game it's worth it to cliff somebody for a long time before the Flying Courier is out, but now the Flying Courier's out. He's got a TP, he's just going to use... he's got enough mana, so it's a free kill he could have had on the AM.
Bottom tower's under attack.
They even had a ward up there.
Yeah,
so
they
like,
had
I mean, they saw it. They could have had Venge.
200 gold for the cooldown of your blink.
Also, something to mention is that Venge has no points in Wave of Terror right now, so she can't get a lot of vision that she normally could at this point. So that could be hurting Prancing Roosters a little bit at just not being able to see certain things.
Yeah.
And
AM, again, he went this greedy build. He gets his Perseverance up, not the treads. But the potential for him to just punish this Darkseer with treads is just so much greater. Like, you just get an extra right click, it's an extra, you know, what, 64 mana drained, and that damage is pretty intense for a Darkseer to deal with.
Definitely. It's...
See, even here, I think he doesn't play this matchup, or at least doesn't understand. In this situation, look, he's avoiding the Ion Shell. When what you really do as the AM in this situation is you just kill that Ion Shell creep immediately, and then Darkseer gets no farm.
Swifter than ever.
Exactly.
And that's why you actually get more points in the spell shield, is so you can do that, and then you just deny that Darkseer gets anything. Down bot, though, we've got a fight going on here with 4-man rotation. This Spectre's pretty much alone. They're doing a little dance. The Miranda's running out with the Haste Rune. She already has her point booster up, going straight for that Ags.
Up top, though, they're going in on Faceless... on...
Voiceless Fade.
Voiceless Fade. God.
He's fine, though. He's going to be able to blink into the trees, and then he can salve up, and then he's going to be just fine. It's the value of keeping that salve. You know, sometimes players just sell it, or just waste it for like 100 HP.
Mm-hmm. Stun's gonna come out, doesn't really do anything. I mean, he's fine farming. AM's fine farming underneath there. They should really pressure at this point.
Yeah.
But they're gonna try to come up here and get a kill.
There's no mana on that Darkseer anymore. If they just get a lift, it's a kill.
They're afraid, though.
Yeah, they just aren't going for it. All they have to do is lift, let AM punch the Darkseer a few times, then ult.
They're afraid of all that damage from the... because he doesn't have enough in Spell Shield at this point. Yeah, it's nice to have that blink up, but...
Oh, they got him.
Lift. Stun.
There's the stun, now it's dead. Yep. And I like him just using that. Make sure you get the last kill. You're the AM, like you really need to. And he's got his Battle Fury and a few more creeps. But, and this just highlights, like, when you go greedy and you go these brown boots, what happens is people tend to run at you. Or even if you're an AM and people see you're doing well, people just run at you. Like, you really do need to get those treads up.
But Spectre's able to go super greedy as well. She has brown boots and Aquila, and she's going to go... She's 2,500 at this point.
1,300 away from Relic. They really need to kill her. And they just haven't been able to. And if you look, she's gone the max tank build. She's just not building to fight at all. No dagger. And Ember isn't punishing anyone. They aren't rotating on the mid. They aren't rotating. They're just kind of having a farm war. And overall, Prancing Roosters is winning it. Yeah, when this AM gets the Battle Fury right now, he can accelerate. But his acceleration's not going to go critical mass until after that Radiance is up at this rate. And that's a disaster for them. Like, a Spectre is just such a weaker laner than an AM. Like, you should punish it more.
Definitely. They're going in on bottom at this point. The Ember's jumping in on him. Drops out his combo. They also...
Didn't bring Dust, though.
Nope.
They didn't bring Dust. There's a Moran on the team. And Legion went straight Blade Mail, not anything else. And they're going to eat an air... Oh!
Very close. Jumping in,
They're dead,
ulting out, and dropping all of their ultimates. They're going to...
The duel! Oh my goodness, they give a duel win to Spectre. And, oh, what a disaster. And that's one of those situations where, why would you duel them? It doesn't actually prevent them from doing... Like, all Spectre's going to do there is right-click you anyways. Like, all you're doing is saying, you're just gambling, hey, I'm going to win this to get damage. Or, in this case, you've now given Spectre an extra, what, 800 gold worth of damage? Or whatever it is, 500 gold, something like that.
It's like, I think it's 500 at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, because the blade attack's 420, and that's 9 damage. So, yeah, it's basically 500 gold, about 450. That's actually a lot of net worth at this stage of the game.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And she hasn't even won one yet. That's her first duel of the game. She hasn't won one, and it's kind of a bad sign. If your Legion commander hasn't gotten a duel damage by 15 minutes, that's a problem. They need to have rotations coming out from their supports, pulling into different situations.
I think the biggest problem is that she is just sitting in lane. And yeah, you want to pressure the Spectre, but like, if you are missing from the map as a Legion, everyone should be terrified. If you have a smoke and a dust, you just run up on someone, and just any setup should be a kill. Even if you go this Blade Mail, I don't like the Blade Mail. If you're going to go any medium item over Blink on a Legion, I think you go Armlet. Just because the carry potential is crazy then. Oh, if he had dueled right away, the Blade Mail's gonna fade, and that's why that didn't get that duel win. If he had dueled immediately, but instead he kind of hesitated, moved around. Oh, Sun's the wrong target, not the Spectre. Then again, Spectre has max dispersion. I don't think they're killing the Spectre.
Yeah, it's the damage reflected. I mean, the person was gonna go down anyway, but they were probably just considering that, like, okay, we didn't want to add that extra damage onto her as she's running away. And
AM might die here. Oh, he didn't commit the wall. If he gets the wall, actually, he has enough mana to always blink away at this point. Here's the other problem. So this AM has this Battle Fury. That's great. He is sitting in lane defending it against this Darkseer. Like, he isn't doing jungle rotations like this sort of thing, which he needs to do. Like, you gotta push out lanes and the jungle.
He's got a couple stacks. He hasn't been doing it perfectly. But
gotta get the got the Rubik. Now the Rubik's just dead.
Oof.
Oh, the bounces. Yep. Those are unlucky bounces. There are only 2 units there. Does save the Mirana with that coconut, but they do get a kill. However, Mirana is well ahead of this Ember Spirit, and has now gotten up the Starstorm. I don't understand why he's going the Veil build this game when this is an even better Blade Mail game. Darkseer.
Alright, bottom once again. They're going in. No damage.
Tree armor. Tree armor comes out, it just stops it. It's a max level tree armor at this point. Yeah. That's what, 400, yeah, it's a lot of damage mitigation. It's 500 some damage mitigation. Just straight block. Like, you need to have other heroes here when you go for this duel. Especially given that...
Oh man, the ward comes out. She's okay. She's fine with this.
But the Darkseer's here. providing a lot of damage. I think they're just going to be able to walk away, though.
Yeah, it's fine.
He stole the ward, though. That's huge.
He's gonna drop a giant rain here. Oh, only hit 2 people. He could have hit like the creeps and everything.
Oh no!
There.
The stun into the... Oh, the arrow hits and the coconut holding them into place. Oh, and then...
Oh, he
Leave
dueled!
what? Why would you duel there? Oh my goodness. This is just an absolute disaster. They've given... it was the tree, so it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, 10 damage on a tree. It's not like the Marana or the Spectre who will do damage. But now they're just 5-manning. Oh my goodness. Darkseer got his mech off this fight. They're going to get a second tower here. Unless they get down here and defend. I don't think they can.
They can't. They have AM. He can't defend this. And then
I mean, he's got his Yasha, so his timings are good. He went with the blink cooldown. I don't like that. I'm a big fan of the attack speed.
it's nice. Oh, they're gonna get a pick here, maybe. Nope, but the comes out. They got the
Oh,
cast coming
look at the
out, they have all
coconuts
this damage.
destroying them. They've got... Oh, the no tree ult. Oh, the overwhelming odds did so much damage, but is there any follow-up?
None. And they're just gonna heal back up. They're pretty okay with this at this point. Like, Legion Commander can duel someone, but they have 5 people here, getting all aggressive. Anti-Mage is gonna take this tower for their troubles, though. Not the best. Still keeping them alive, you know. They still have a chance, definitely, this game. If AM gets massive, there's a lot of availability there. Sacred Relic, though, on Spectre at this point. It's not good.
Yeah, but Spectre's pretty good against AM when they're equivalent, but AM's already ahead. And yeah, when she gets the Radiance, she farms pretty fast, but she doesn't farm that fast. Oh.
Ooh, they're gonna pick her off.
Yep, that's huge. She got killed when she was still saving up that recipe money. That's a big kill streak. Is it kill streak? No, she's just done well. It's a big streak, though, and it cost her a fair amount of gold. And now AM shows up here. Somebody's already dead. He can't do a ton now, but what he can do is help push a tower, blow up creep waves. They need to have a sentry. Yeah.
Yeah, they really need some sight.
If they have a sentry, they just kill them. When they move to aggro like that, it's just stun, you know, blow people up. They got off they could duel them, actually, and just killed them. Like, AM has his ult. Like, they, as a team, need to sit down and evaluate their vision situation. Because it's not been sufficient 2 games in a row. And, teams just, they utilize... Glimmer Capes are the most... Oh my goodness, that... We're almost hit. Well, that's a speculative vacuum.
Yep. Ember also has his Veil up now. A lot of damage is able to come out at this point. They do have quite a bit of magic damage available with Rubik and having some availability in Venge, and you know the mana break obviously is a magical
here's one of the things
so.
I will say is I think at this point I think AM needs to be more aggressive about farming. I don't think he can farm his own jungle, and they can, like, I don't think that's the path for them to win this game. He needs to be very aggressive. He needs to be pushing this lane in completely, farming this sub-jungle here, going potentially to go push bot lane and farming that jungle in. And yeah, maybe they tree ult you, maybe they coconut you, but you need to count on yourself with your reaction time and your blink to get yourself out of these situations. Because you have to make space for your team. Ooh, nice pick on the Marana. They get the duel. Looks like it was the Searing Chains in duel, and they get the Marana, and that's the first duel win on the Legion. That's pretty big. Gets her blink, and that's a big deal. Although she might just go straight Silver Edge this game, and this is a good game for it.
Definitely. Stops Spectre, it stops... pretty much just Spectre, but
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's huge.
Taking away Dispersion and taking away Desolate means that she does immensely less damage. It's really Dispersion's the big deal, so you can burst her. Because right now she's not very tanky. She still only has 1 stat item. Oh, they got her. Swap.
And this anti-mage is 100% dead now. Like, this is what I was going to say is a problem. Like, yeah, I know you said that Triol isn't a problem, but he's not tanky enough. He needs to be able to Manta it off. Like, once he had Manta, he could go as aggressive as he wanted versus this team and have 0 problem. They do get another duel at bottom.
Did they get it on the Spectre? Yeah. Oh, they got her again.
They got the root up too, so they see her.
No.
Coconut.
They used all
Does
their
so much
disables at
damage.
once.
Tower's under attack.
Yeah. Now Radiance is up on the Spectre, so these fights got a lot harder.
They did, but they're able to kill her a couple times now. Really slow down her farm.
It delayed it 5 minutes. They delayed it 4 or 5 minutes, which is a big deal. And now they're gonna get another duel. Oh, never mind. It's not cooldown, but they kill him. Which is the important.
Yeah, getting very important core picks, which is very needed for Dire Straits to get back into this game. And obviously they're still in a similarly bad place, but the Manta's about to come out on Anti-Mage very soon. He can actually buy it right now if he gets the courier there. And it's not the same as having a Radiance on Spectre, obviously, but it's a big bump. And Spectre's dueled out, and she's going to die once again.
The Spectre's being way too aggressive. The point of the Radiance, you're not actually strong, you just do a ton of damage. At that point, whenever I get the Radiance, it's not let's go fight. It's not like the Elk where you're like, I have Armlet Radiance, I'm God. It's, I have Radiance, if you guys set something up, I'm going to do 600 magic damage to them, and they will just die. But yeah, she was just pushing this tier 1 tower, what, alone? With what, a Darkseer behind her? Oh, the arrow hits, though.
Yep.
Oh boy, Dire's middle tower's under attack.
That was risky play. You had both haste and you had the Sleight of Fist able to come out with no extra stun.
Yeah.
Maybe he was looking at his store too much there at that point. You don't
just didn't see the arrow.
farm like that.
No. And now that AM has his Manta up, like, now I definitely think, like, I know he got caught the other time, but now that he has Manta, he has a tool. Like, he needs to have a TP in his inventory at all times, and he needs to be aggro pushing out. Like, yeah, teamfight happens, but, you know, you still have map control. Oh, nice arrow. Superior vision, and they just blow up 2 heroes.
Definitely.
Oh, this Legion's just walks into a Moonlight Shadow. Oh, and the
Manta.
AM just, he doesn't Manta fast enough. He's gonna die to the Spectre if she haunts to him.
Decides not to, though.
I don't know if she saw it. Oh, that's a buyback?
The flames rush.
Buyback on Legion. Oh, wow. And he's going to
That's
get this dual damage.
Yeah, that's actually worth it, 100%. The Spectre, do they see her? They see her. He's got chains up.
He's got chains.
Yep, she's dead. Yeah, that buyback, 100% worth it. Just by getting that
Very much
duel,
so.
it makes the gold worth it.
Like, and she's off the map once again on farm. Like, they've kept her down. Like, yeah, she's gotten Radiance, but they have
She's
kept
just
her
dead
down.
constantly.
Oh, Radiant's
And AM's doubled her last hits at this point.
Yeah, and yeah, that's a big problem. Yeah, double her last worth almost, net worth almost. The only reason he's not is because she has more kills and they have more towers. But now AM has Manta. The main thing he needs to do is just make sure he doesn't use Manta aggressively. He should be pushing lanes in just very hard. Out down mid, we're having another fight going. Ember goes in. They just blow up the Darkseer. They get another duel off. And just not respecting the jump of an Ember Spirit and a Legion with a blink, it looks like.
All
'cause it
their
looks
stun.
like-
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
They got Spectre, they got Rubik. Like, that is a lot of stun on this team. You're not going to be anywhere near them unless you have 5 people. That's how it should always be.
Honestly, this... Yeah, AM's getting back. He should. But, like, I thought the AM could just start trading with that Mirana. Like, there's Moonlight Shadow. Where's your dust? Oh, this is one of my pet peeves. And I talked about this last game. If you're an initiator who catches people, why don't you have dust? Like, you're a Legion. Like, your whole goal is I blink on top of someone. What if they Moonlight Shadow right then? You need to be able to just throw dust and duel them anyways.
Yep. And that's why Legion Commander is one of the best counters to Mirana, because, like, she's a natural dust.
Yeah, Mirana's just dead.
Still going to get it.
Yeah, and even if Legion dies, it doesn't matter. The Roots cancels out the Witch Doctor ult, and they're just wiping the floor with them now. And Spectre is just farming away and can't do anything. And AM opts for the evasion. Spectre's going to get a free kill on the Rubik.
Yeah, they got one on Darkseer, though. They're able to go on top of it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, the kill, it's worth the haunt just to get the kill and drive them back. But now AM gets the evasion talent. I really dislike that. Like, whose right clicks do you care about? Spectre's?
Yeah.
Her Desolate doesn't miss so that doesn't matter. Like almost all of her right click is Desolate at this point. Like the
Honestly,
evasion's just bad compared to the
yeah.
stats.
Yeah.
In this game
What about
particular,
Death Ward?
Death
Ward?
10% is that 15%? Is that going to save you more than 10 stats? Like you just got to blink away from it, right?
Yeah, totally. I'm just trying to come up with something.
Yeah,
but
like I actually really like the evasion talent. When you say I don't think this is a butterfly game, but by getting this, I force them because then somebody on my team gets a solar crest, and then they actually have to get an MKB just for that. And I don't commit to a butterfly. I get all these other items. I really like evasion talents on AM in some games, but this game it's just so much magic. It's Darkseer, like it's just very few right clicks. It's honestly he probably doesn't know the Desolate interaction. It's kind of one of those really random things in Dota that doesn't make a ton of sense. Like, why would Desolate proc on a miss? But it does.
Right. The thing though about, I mean, obviously that's not the best skilling. The thing about Anti-Mage though is he's doing a better job of farming than the
well, it's his
Spectre,
levels,
and it's
all
not
these
even
levels
that.
he has.
Well, it's not even that. I've been watching the Spectre the past 5 minutes, and she's looking for haunts so much that she's not realizing where her team has farmed, and her team will like farm out the jungle, and she hasn't been efficient in the last few minutes, which is just really hurting her potential at this point.
Well, in here, so in this situation is a perfect example of this. Why is she here? Her team's trying to engage. That's great. Your Spectre, you can be farming their jungle right now, and then still be at this fight. Oh, they get another duel off.
I get it, but oh man, that's a lot of damage coming out.
That is a
Radiant.
lot of damage. The Death Ward just doesn't get stopped until far too late. Am's like the only one left. He's gonna get the Spectre though. Yeah, just blow her up. Oh
wow, and he's gonna get that too.
Oh, he's gotta watch out if he walks through this. Okay, he blinked over it. There's nothing sadder as an AM, and this has happened to me, where you kill everyone and you walk into a Darkseer wall and your illusion just destroys you and kills you. Because AM illusions are no joke.
They're very strong.
Like, honestly, the strongest hero, potentially the strongest hero on the Dire side, the Radiant side for Prancing Roosters is the Mirana, for sure. But, like, I don't, like, walking through if the AM, full health AM walks through the Darkseer wall, it's probably almost as strong as the Spectre, because of the mana burn and the attack speed it has.
Well, they're not going to take that tower. I think they could have if Faceless, or if Faye just hit
look at how low the AM is. Like,
yeah, but they only had Darkseer up at the time, and
Tree was
just hit
up,
it a few
right?
times. Tree wasn't up. He just respawned.
Okay. I mean, I'm just scared about, like, a tree bash into a root into, like, I just die. Like,
yeah.
This is actually one of those games, like, AM has to be aggressive, but, like, you have to be aggressive, but also know how I throw this game is I die, because I've got, like, he's 5k up on everyone, or 4k up on the Mirana. He's got to know he's high on the net worth table. He can't, like, you can't die. Like, you have to be aggressive, you have to farm aggressively, but you also can't die. He's sending himself a salve to try to stay on the map longer. That's okay, but he should just tread switch better.
Yeah, it's easy to say that. It's hard in practice to do sometimes.
It is.
The Ember now has the Maelstrom. I think he had it last fight, maybe, but it's...
Oh, this Spectre misses the chains on her, though. He needs to be careful, yeah, let's say. What do you think about the Spectre's build of sticking with the brown boots and going straight for a Manta? Oh.
Wow, they get another duel off once again on the
Witch Doctor was just trying to go up ward and was under a Radiant Ward and just gets punished for it.
And
I think at this point, we've got to...
Swap comes out, the sun's going to come out once again. They're going to do some damage. They can actually...
he's dead. Oh, he misses
they
the
missed the
chains.
change.
I still think he's
Maybe
dead.
not.
Nah.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Ember is too much. Spectre does finish her phase boots, but... I don't know, I don't think... Go ahead.
Sorry, man. For a Legion Commander that was doing so bad in the beginning, she now has 124 dual damage, which is very impressive at this point. They're getting the right picks. They're having very good rotations with their supports. Very solid play from DotP at this point. I think the Prancing Roosters still easily have a better team fight at this point, and if they play it correctly, though, they could really turn the game on to their favor. Especially
they need
with
to get a good
like
tree
that.
off ult. That last fight, they almost won it. They didn't get a tree ult off.
They ulted there. They're getting everyone in.
There's
they
the
pull
wall.
everyone together.
Oh, they didn't get the wall off in time. But they are going to clean up almost everyone.
get all the supports at least.
Yeah.
Direwolf's gonna get out, maybe. Nope, coming in. They're gonna.
Why did he duel? Oh my goodness, these duels are just. Oh, Direwolf's dead.
One thing is though, he gave it to Darkseer, so.
Yeah, I know, but like in general, like it hurts my soul. And you say they have a better team fight. What happens? Boom. Better team fight comes right out, and it's all about the tree ult.
Tree ult set them up so hard, and they just. I think did they buy back? Who did they buy back on there?
They bought back on the Darkseer. They bought back on the Darkseer. But they're gonna lose a Rax for this.
Yep.
And
that's horrible. That is actually this is very much in Prancing Roosters' game to lose now in that one play.
Unless they back.
I think that's.
Well, they get the duel. Is it gonna be enough?
It's not going to be enough, and they're going to get a stun out on their revenge.
Yeah, but
coming back in. AM's here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. They do pick off the tree. The Legion Commander is going to get a lot of damage. He's going to die.
Yeah. What'd she die to?
Maledict. She jumped in, ulted, and she sets up that Maledict.
And look at... She has a Hyperstone. Like, this is just one of those things. Like, why do you have a Hyperstone? Just get a BKB. This game, they're all magic. A BKB disables their entire team except for Witch Doctor ult. Like, you buy a BKB this game. It's just, there's no Hyperstone argument to be made.
Honestly, yeah, BKB's fine, but, I mean, also there's no Desolator on their team. And
yeah, that's true. A Desolator you can make an argument for, but, like, I don't even think, I think you just need the BKB, because if you have the BKB, they can tree ult you. That's the only way they stop. And you just, that kills so much cleaner because you pop it. And I know, she probably doesn't have the gold for the BKB now, because the Hyperstone's only 2k. BKB is what, 3.8, 3.9?
It's 3.9.
Yeah. Mirana's getting pretty big. She's going to have a Hex soon. That's a problem for the AM.
Yeah, I mean, she died back, so yeah, she definitely doesn't have any health.
AM's going for a heart before an Abyssal. I don't like that.
I don't think it's necessarily the play of this game. I think that if there is an item to get, though, at this point, Heart's not bad.
Heart would be after
go
Abyssal.
BK.
Yeah. Like, you
don't want to
need
go
an
BKB
Abyssal, I think.
Yeah.
Especially since you go Evasion. Once you go the Evasion talent, you're declaring, I don't want the Butterfly. Which is fine. You don't need a Butterfly on AM every game. But once you've made that decision, the Abyssal just provides the insta-kill pickoff. Like, you blink on Darkseer or Witch Doctor, you Abyssal them, there's no saving them, they just die.
And Prancing Roosters, it was in their favor for a little bit there, kind of dipped, and now it's dipping back.
I would say it's still in their favor. If you are even with the Spectre lineup and map control is roughly even against this lineup of AM... Actually, that's not true, because they have a Legion as the offlaner, who offers a lot of carry potential and lockdown of what is a 2-core lineup, really. I know Darkseer's another core, but, like, when it comes to, like, killing people... he doesn't scale the same way as a Legion does.
Once again, Faf, we have... Okay, never mind, Venge just got some sight, but I feel like at this point, they put too much idea on getting farm to the 4 on Dire at this point. If Rubik had just some type of sight as well, I feel like these team fights would be nowhere near as devastating, and they would have no way to really capitalize on a lot of what they have.
Like, honestly, I think the AM buys the gem. AM could buy and carry the gem. Like, he's not dying, he has a heart. Why does he need a Windlace? Like, a Windlace is actually a clever pickup. But right here, like, if he has a gem, this tree is just dead. Like, there's nothing to do. Tree just dies. But he doesn't have sight. Even Dust, honestly. Like, even if you don't want to risk a gem in this game, which I think you should. But, once you're a core with catch potential, carrying sight is your responsibility for catch.
Ooh, there's a BKB down on Ember now. That could help out.
I like that pickup a lot. It means he can go into the fight, be as aggressive as he wants, and he's probably not going to die. Like, yeah, Mirana is going more the right-click build with the Maelstrom, but even its potential... Oh wow,
This is
this
the-
tree is on top of him. He's Puppy Kibby. Oh, he gets hexed up. Oh, nice
great
swap by
swap.
Herpes. And they're going to re-engage on this. There's the BKB up. This tree's just dead.
And they're gonna try to disengage at this point.
Oh, no, they
they're
caught
jumping
somebody
in
up.
on the Faceless.
Oh my goodness, though, that Death Ward.
Yep. Anti-Mage is just tanking it up.
He's dead.
He's hexed out.
That can't happen. The AM, he used his Mana Void, I think, on the Spectre to kill her. And while that is a big kill, like, in this fight, like, if you have the cancel, like, I just always want to cancel the Death Ward. Like, every fight, even if it's just wasting my Mana Void.
Well, that's the thing is, I feel like that was a good play, and it was actually a good play if he had the Abyssal at that point. If he had Abyssal, you jump
Blow up the
over on top
Spectre,
of him,
yeah.
Abyssal immediately, and then you cancel that out, or you can, like you said, you can do either way, and that's why the Abyssal pickup's so strong at that point in the game. Whereas the heart, like if you pick up a heart there, you just back away. Then you let your heart get back up to full mana, full health, and then you re-engage.
Yeah. With his items, he needed to blink out. Instead, he blinked onto the Witch Doctor and just died.
So it wasn't necessarily a bad play, it was a bad decision with items.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's plays all about what items you have. Still, by killing the Spectre, they did reduce basically can't push without her safely. But still, killing the AM is such a big deal. He is not as far ahead as he should be. I love the Blade Mail on Spectre. That's one of the things I tried to talk about. I don't really love the Manta pickup on Spectre in this game. Like, first item, I honestly thought, like, the play was to get the Blade Mail first. Just because they were behind, and you just needed something to tank you up immediately. And, like, getting the Asha is nice, but, like, they needed something immediately. But works out. I love the pickup, and it's now timed with her level 20, so that 20 strength means her HP pool is sufficient to support really good Blade Mail usage.
Definitely. I'd like to see some items come up from Venge at this point. She's super low. She has nothing. She has her boots, and she can buy her recipe for a Force Staff.
She should.
She's wanting buyback, but you don't need a buyback when you're level 15.
No,
you're good.
no, and not only that, a Force Staff's more important. You can save an AM. You can save almost anyone with the swap Force, or save yourself, save someone and then force yourself away. Maybe you still die, but you force them to go after you with some other cooldown, some other ability. Takes a little more time, and time is all in AM, a Legion, and Ember. Like, they're all about, like, isolating and killing people or catching people, and just forcing them to not, like, be coordinated by the Darkseer wall. It's pretty big.
Also,
Legion has the AC. That's a pretty big pickup for them.
Also, on the other side, the Witch Doctor just picked up his Aghanim Scepter.
Ooh.
Very strong.
And Ashiva's now on the Darkseer, so his whole combo is even more devastating. Does mean his mana pool gets even bigger, so if AM catches him out with a bash and just blows him up, it's a lot of mana. Like, even more than the Mirana now.
I'll take that.
Double time.
Okay, so they have the Abyssal now. He's going to be working on a
They have buybacks.
Aghanims on AM.
Yeah.
What's the
Hex?
what's that for though? Hex.
The Hex.
Just Hex.
Yeah, just Hex. Hex and Cask. Actually, think about it. If it turns a Cask... Oh, wow, what a tree ult.
He's able to get a lot of it out. Oh wow, that
AM just melts. He doesn't have buyback. He bought out for that Abyssal.
Under attack.
That's game, right?
Radiant's top tower is
it should be. I mean, the thing is Spectre doesn't have a lot of health regen items, and their
Do they have an urn?
cores are very, very low right now. If
They got Witch Doctor
use-
Tree, though.
They do have Witch Doctor Tree. If they use their mana correctly, they should be fine. But they keep going away from each other
He
and
just
wasting mana.
maledicted randomly.
I guess he's just saying we're winning, so we're gonna just use mana.
Honestly,
I
probably
don't
just
really
a
know.
misclick. Like a misclick.
Dire's middle tower's under attack.
Well, this
Yeah,
is
this
Interact
is-
at least.
I'm saying it now. It's 2.
Fortified.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they can't do anything to stop this at this point.
And by trying, they might die here. Oh, she had the Hex up.
Yep.
She could have hexed him, and then he's dead.
Yeah, that was maybe
This
they're
is a
just
kill.
like
If Darkseer gets a
trying to-
vacuum here,
They may be saying just get the racks, because that's what I would be saying as a captain at this point, because we could get 2 raxes. They're only going to get the 1.
Way too cautious, but I guess they are respecting the potential. But if AM hasn't bought back, he doesn't have it. And that's... Yeah, you really have to have buyback on an AM. Same with the Spectre at this point. I don't think you can buy out. Spectre's next going for an Abyssal Blade. I don't like that either. Like, yeah, the lockdown potential is nice, but I feel like you just gotta rely on your tree, your Witch Doctor, and your Mirana to do that, and Darkseer. Like, all your other heroes have some form of lockdown, but you need to keep scaling and doing damage. Whether that's a butterfly, whether that's a heart, whether that's a... I mean, you can get all sorts of items on the Spectre, I think, at this point. An AC is not a bad idea on her, honestly, or just a straight BKB. Like, actually, BKB would be great. If she has a BKB, AM really can't touch her.
Yeah. I mean, he still has Bash. He still has Abyssal, so...
He does. Well, that's the thing. If he gets the jump off, but if you aren't Abyssaled up immediately, if you pop BKB, like, I don't think he can kill her in that time frame that she's there. Because the rest of the team doesn't offer physical damage. I guess a Legion Blade Mail would do it. Yeah, a Legion Blade Mail into a duel. So maybe the answer is just a Lincoln's. I don't usually like it on her, but this game it feels like they just... Like, if she doesn't get Abyssaled or dueled, I don't see how they kill her.
Yeah. It's a weird... This is a weird matchup. It's kind of a weird question. Who do you like better for a late game at this point?
Okay, so when it comes to man fighting, Spectre actually wins because of the way Dispersion works and the way Desolate works. But when it comes to like how they fight, AM has a pretty big advantage in that if he can find the Spectre, he can actually burst her down pretty hard and force her out of the fight. And he also is better at like killing a single core and then just taking the fight from there. Like, Spectre's advantage is that she gets your whole team low, and then everyone else kind of finishes her off, or she can just, like, delete the Venge or delete the Rubik. AM kind of provides that same advantage, but he doesn't commit a big ult. He just commits a Blink and an Abyssal. Oh!
Oh, wow.
Oh, the arrow
Still
gets
get one.
There's the Hex onto the... Oh, and they already committed the root, and there's no cancel for this Glimmer Cape.
Yep. They had to
the
use their
Rubik ult, though! The Rubik ult!
Oh, wow.
Oh my god! The Rubik ult's just destroying them!
They're able to pull a lot out of their hats here. Oh, but AM's going to be doing it.
Yeah,
No damage at this point.
He's carrying a gem right now. Oh, and he's going to die with it.
Yep. Spectre ult comes out, the dagger comes out once again. They're going to do some damage, but he's got that heart. He's going to hit that ability. Maybe he's going to go back in.
He should. He has a heart.
Yeah, totally.
He should head right back in. And I think that just kind of shows you the situation. Like, in a man fight now, like, because of the way Dispersion works, he just does so much damage to himself. Because he's doing all this physical damage to her, and his armor's 15, her armor is 29. That's with Greaves, but her armor is quite high. Either way, you look at it, his armor is like 30 in fights or something around that order. So they just have more armor. Oh my goodness.
Coming in. Doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, this Darkseer is just super dead. Ult, just kill him. Just kill him. Oh my goodness, AM. You just take the kill. And he has the minus 50-second cooldown. It's not even like he's committing it. Like, I might need this in a second. Like, you get it in 20 seconds. That Darkseer has the 1700 mana pool. He just dies if you ult him.
Yeah, that's like you said before. He went the availability of getting Shiva's Guard, and if you go Shiva's Guard, like you know that they have a lot of mana. So that was probably he was just. I'm not really sure what the thought process was there, but he didn't want to commit.
I mean, you just ult there. Like honestly, I'd ult there even if you didn't have Shiva's. Like, well, he has no mana. Maybe this will kill him. Like, if it doesn't kill him, you're like, well, shit, it didn't kill him. But you defended your shrine, and you made him go base, or you make him go back.
Oh, it hits the anti-mage with the random arrow.
Yeah, and Murata, like, instantly they ping, hey, that hit him. So, looks like he's going... Yeah.
She's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, they're up in farm. This Mirana just has 5k more than the Darkseer's just doing so much more work than the Legion because they keep getting these 5-on-5 team fights, and she still doesn't have a BKB. Like, she's got a Morbid Mask now instead of a BKB. If she has a BKB, like, I think all of a sudden, like, she can do just as much as the Darkseer, if not more, simply because... Oh, Ember's got to cancel that TP. Oh my goodness, he just went into the lines, and he's got to pop his BKB right now. Oh, he gets
They're going to kill the Darkseer.
Yeah, but they just killed the Ember because he didn't pop his BKB. Like, he saw that he was... Yeah, he does.
They get 50 dual damage though for that kill, man.
Right, but AM should just go on this. Like, they use Witch Doctor ult. They don't have Darkseer. They don't have their team fight right now, actually.
No, they don't. They have nothing. All they have is Spectre ult, and they have no way to lock
Spectre ult
them
and a
down
Hex. Like, the Hex is a problem, but you've got to count on your Legion to save you.
Yep. And Legion's almost has his duel up now, which is insane.
This is a mistake here to push.
Yep.
There's the Hex.
Flying
Legion
back.
needs to, where's the Hex save? Doesn't matter. There's no damage. Oh, I think
Ember jumps in.
Oh,
no, they're
AM
jumping in
found
on
her.
Ulting
Oh,
out.
another
They get-
duel.
Oh, but he wins again. He has over 300 damage at this point.
I
They're
know.
going to take them all out.
Yep. That
Team
was
wipe.
huge. That was not respecting. They traded two relatively even kills, an Ember for a Darkseer. Core for core, both crucial for each team. But they didn't respect that they expended all their cooldowns, except for Haunt, and they still kept pushing. Like, yeah, maybe they're trying to force the Ember to buy back, but, like, the downside is so huge. They could have just taken Roche safely there, I think. You've already killed the Shrine. Just take Roche, put down a ward, and see if Ember buys back. Because if Ember doesn't buy back, I don't think they take the Roche fight. And once Ember buys back, you just leave. Like, you're like, okay, they bought back for an Aegis. That's fine. But yeah, this Legion now has so much damage. Oh my goodness.
If Legion had, if Legion had a Deso, they could, like, actually win the game right now.
I think they still can. They're going to force buybacks.
They're going to force buybacks, but now their whole team's up and they're fine. Now they're going to go back to Roche. They're still going to get Roche, and they're going to have a really good
Are they going to get Roche?
position at this point.
I think Prancing Roosters should know this and just TP to Shrine and run to Roche immediately, right?
You can, and they have like a better team fight for sure, but
Yeah, I
they
think
don't have the
I would go.
they don't have the invis, and like honestly, like if Legion got an item or two, like she should be able to do Roche in like 3 seconds. Look at that damage.
I know, but it's more of the line that if they give AM an Aegis, how do they win the game? I don't see it.
I actually think that they shouldn't have given it to AM. They should have given it to the Legion commander and just like guaranteed
Actually,
that he was gonna live.
no. They 100% should have given it to the Ember. He doesn't have buyback.
Yep, you're right.
Everyone else should have buyback. Like, you give it to Ember because the only way you lose the game is if you get team wiped by them somehow. Like, let's say it goes disastrous. You get wiped, like just like they did. Then everyone buys back as a 4v5 because Ember's out forever. That's how you lose the game. But if Ember has that extra life and he can get out, then you, like, and Ember is equivalently important as the AM. I know AM has more items, but oh, he has a DD right now. Holy crap!
Legion's actually almost more important at this point, man. Like, I know it didn't seem like it. She doesn't really have the items that exist, but 300 damage is just... I mean, she hits for 500 damage every smack, and the press of the attack is going to increase her attack speed like crazy. She's the number one person you got to
Mirana
worry
just
about.
hexed herself. Oh, here's
Get
the big
that damage
trio.
off.
But the duel.
And he's ulting.
Oh, the Darkseer wall. Oh my goodness, my computer is choking on this. The Dark's
Oh,
Death
man.
Ward. Oh my goodness.
And that is a hell of a turnaround.
And they didn't lose anybody.
They lost
Oh,
Tree.
they lost the tree. The tree died to the duel. And this is why I know Legion with all this damage, but she needs a BKB. If she has a BKB, she lives through that, kills the tree, and then she can just two-shot the Witch Doctor, right? Walks up, two-shots him. And yeah, maybe she still dies after that, but then like the whole team doesn't wipe probably. and now they have to buy back. They can end the game. I think this is another situation where because they gave the Aegis to the AM, and yeah, I know he got out, but he's got 4k gold. He can buy back. Because they didn't give it to the Ember, they're in a situation... Oh my goodness, AM might be dead. There's the coconut. Can they get the Hex on him in time, though? No.
Not.
Oh no, he walked back in and gets hexed. Not enough. Like, there's no follow-up. Oh,
They
are
could
gonna get a
kill
duel?
that Tarkseer, though. Yep.
Oh yeah,
They're
Dark
gonna come in.
That's just a huge miscommunication by Prancing Roosters. If they're going in, they gotta go in. They can't, like, use Hex and Coconut and then back out when buybacks are forced. They've gotta go.
That's 60 more damage. Like,
Right,
and
that's huge.
And the damage that they gave was on the Treant earlier. So, like, yeah, he lost that duel and gave him 68 damage. I mean, which
Who cares?
sucks.
Well,
But, yeah.
58 damage. He already had 10. From,
Oh, okay.
Down in the tier 1, he just, like, dueled him randomly.
Right. Still basically 60 damage.
Yeah. And that doesn't really matter. Like, Tree matters because he bashes you for, what, 2 seconds? Yeah, 2.2 seconds. He does have Ags, though, and that's one of the reasons I think that fight went so well. No? Okay, yeah. I don't think they were caught in the tree ult. Like, but the Ags actually had so much damage to his ult, it's nuts. Isn't it, like, 500 some damage?
Yeah. It's a ton. And
it's like 800 physical damage.
Yeah. The thing is, though, if they can, and that's kind of the thing I was going to talk about earlier, was that, like, these two teams have so much late game on both sides again. I knew that the game was going to go forever, because not only do you have Ember, Anti-Mage, and Legion, like, that is, like,
Venge scales so well, and Rubik does too, because he scales as well as anybody who spells.
Right, but you also have, on the other side, you have Tree, who's, like, crazy good at stealing the enemy's farm, getting up all these different sites all around the map, just super farming at once he gets his Ags. Witch Doctor with his Ags has great potential late game. You also have Darkseer, who just
Maledict scales. It's a percentage HP damage.
Yep.
So it's always relevant unless you have BKBs, which only one hero does. Legion got finished a Vlad's before BKB. Oh my goodness.
Really, the weakest hero late game is Mirana, and that's saying something, because Mirana's pretty strong late game.
I disagree on that. Specifically because she went this build. Like, she went, like, with the Hex and the Maelstrom, her potential's pretty good. I do dislike that she's getting a Hurricane Pike next. I think she should go straight Bloodthorn.
Well, if you're talking, like, ultra late game, like, yeah, she's good late game. But, like, if you're talking about game goes on for another 30 minutes, I think that, yeah, you can have Tree get as much farm as her.
Yeah, there's a smoke. They're going to catch this tree, right? They know there's a tree. Oh, nice blink out by him. Oh, he didn't slight. He didn't slight. It's the whole you go for it. You got to slight.
Oh, he probably did. He just you gotta hit it real fast.
It didn't go on cooldown.
Right, it just did. He probably hit the slight button. He just didn't actually slight the person.
Oh yeah, he hits the slight button and doesn't click. No, because it didn't go on cooldown for the 4.8 seconds if he tried to slight.
It doesn't. If you're not in range, it won't cast it. So, like, if he hits the button.
Oh, I thought it always casted even if you missed.
Nope. You have to actually hit. You have to actually hit the area and hit the unit, and then you have to do it so quick. If you miss your attack, then if you hit your attack and you don't hit it immediately, then your chains won't hit. So
yeah, I knew that if you either miss time when you hit slights, like compared to when you're swinging, it wouldn't go hit, or if you just hit it too soon when you're sliding. Okay,
Did
that makes sense.
Am sell his boots?
Yeah, he did.
Huh. Okay.
He just
Let's
bought
get new ones now.
Yeah, he bought out. He doesn't have buyback. I guess he only needs a little bit more gold. He needs to get buyback though. He needs to sell
luckily
this
no
branch.
one. Luckily, no one's near him.
Yeah, he's gonna get buyback, but man, I would. This late in game, like, you just have to have buyback. Yeah, and the problem is, like, he farms these 2 creep waves. Oh, I'm only 160 gold. but it's reliable gold, because so all this unreliable gold you farm, you gotta get a lot to get 160 gold that is reliable. Legion still, I mean, it's such an even game right now. Rubik's got Ags, that's a really big deal if she can get Death Ward. If he steals Starfall, he gets the AoE Starfall now, right?
He does.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Doesn't really matter for any other hero. Darkseer Wall doesn't really matter. Actually, if you get a Darkseer Ags illusion of Spectre, she will just kill everyone at this point. That's so much damage. What is it, like 110%? 140% damage. That's a lot.
It's a lot of damage.
Yeah. Plus Desolate, plus all the other things.
And their illusions are pushing bottom, so...
They gotta know something's up, right? Oh, Legion's gonna walk into it, gets hexed up instantly. Thinks she's just gonna be burst down. Yeah. Oh, beautiful swap to save that Legion. In they come, but the vacuum wall, they get the duel on the Darkseer, but everyone's disabled right now. And nobody's punching. This is so confusing. The Legion goes down, 3 go down though. The Darkseer, oh, the Death Ward is just destroying this AM's health pool. He needs to heal up on the heart, and there's only buyback on the Venge now. This is disastrous. Oh, and they caught out the Ember. He gets abyssal up. He's dead. He has buyback. They need to buy back instantly. Oh, he got arrow!
He ran into it!
Oh my goodness. The Ags might save him for a little bit, but he's maledicted up now. This is a huge problem. It's going to continuously disable his heart regen. He has to get to Fountain if he wants to heal, basically. Oh, the Blade Mail!
Stun came out. Anti-Mage.
Anti-Mage's going to die. That's honestly, he has buyback. The most important thing is the Ember doesn't die.
Yep. They're going to try to come back in. He's coming in. He's blinking in.
Oh, there's the
swap
on the
happens.
Darkseer. That's nice. You had to get some return kill.
Ults.
Can they get more?
You're going to be chasing for more.
Okay.
The stun comes out on the Ember, though. Probably not going to get
there's
it.
just a gem there. If he can get the bash.
Oh, but he stuns him out.
And she can't hex him to get away. Oh, he missed the blink a little bit. She's got a DD rune. This could get interesting. No. Oh, she hexes herself. That's a big mistake. He's got the abyssal. Yep. Where's the slight? Did he miss?
Missed the slight. Coming out once again. They're going to kill him.
There's a courier. They might kill this courier.
They do.
Oh, okay. They didn't buy any items on it, though. Still, it's a good kill. And this gem, is the gem still chilling, or did Venge get that?
The gem, I think it's still chilling out in the middle of the lane. Maybe Venge got it. Nope, Venge didn't get it.
Maybe the courier got it?
Nope. Oh, yeah, there's a gem on the courier.
Dire courier got it, I think.
Okay.
So, that, well, it was a back and forth. They did get some exit kills. They forced a buyback out of the Ember and the AM. So now they're 15k down on the Dire Straits team. They're at a 15k disadvantage, and they don't have buybacks right now. So they have to play incredibly careful.
Honestly, I thought it was over. So, I mean, they did a miraculous recovery.
Yeah. I thought it was over too. But, like, that's one of those situations where I really like, actually, upon thinking about how it played out, like, the AM aggressively going forth and dying like that was absolutely the play. Like, you had to, like, even though you use your buyback, by you dying aggressively, you allow Ember to get those, and you get those exit kills. Like, you have to get those. The downside is, Roche is not up, and the fact that Roche was a long, like, Roche was a very long respawn time. Roche could have been up, like, this whole 2 minutes that Murano was dead, and instead, it's going to pop up right as she's basically going to come alive. And that's just really bad luck for Dire Straits, because they desperately need an Aegis on this Ember or this AM, whichever one they feel needs it the most. I honestly want to say you would give it to the AM, but I'm not 100% certain on that. Like, I think you give it to the AM just because I think he can put his boots of travel in his backpack, and it's like impacts him the least. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Ember really needs his travels. He needs all of his items to survive right at this point.
Okay, so there's a crit now on Legion Commander. No BKB still.
This is just this is actually game losing. Like, the fact that she can be hexed up, controlled, Darkseer walled is such a huge problem for their fights.
Well-
Like, and it's not even about the duel. Like, if she could just BKB and run in and punch people, she has so much damage right now. Basically, Spectre is the only hero that could even stand up to her if she BKBs. Everyone else in the game would have to run from her.
Well, the problem is she doesn't have that. So now they've had it for a while, and I hate whenever I see this. They have a Lincoln Sphere and a BKB on the Ember, and if you're forced to have to do that, then there's something wrong going on with your team, because you shouldn't have to have both of those. And they're initiating right here. Ember jumps in. They're gonna jump in on everyone.
Oh, they get the tree ult, they get the big vacuum. The Mana Void comes out, but it doesn't do enough damage. Oh my goodness, Legion detonates the Darkseer. This Death Ward, though, kills everybody. And now they buy back, they're gonna finish. Damage done. The Darkseer, the Spectre did 3.5k damage, the Death Ward did 4k damage, basically.
Yep.
They are just not finding this Witch Doctor. It's lost them the game. They are not prioritizing the Darkseer. And so they duel the Darkseer and blow him up, but Darkseer actually dropped his combo. His fight potential is done. And
Yep.
Meanwhile, this Witch Doctor is just sitting in the back, he Glimmer Capes up, and Mirana ult goes down usually too, and that's it.
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And now AM is buying a BKB. I think this is a mistake. Like, I think you're right. Like, if you have Ags and BKB and a heart on AM, something's going terribly wrong. You need more offensive potential.
They just have two cores that are very defensive and one core that's incredibly offensive at this point. And the one core that should be defensive, the one guy that gets natural damage, is the one that's not going any defensive items.
Right.
So
and this is where, like, I like the Ags in a lot of situations, but in this place, if you could have the BKB, like, ideally as an AM, you'd be farmed enough, you would swap out the Ags for the BKB, then you just pop your BKB, go in and man fight.
Carrier just got killed.
Yep.
This gem,
now they
picked
see
up
him.
the gem, now they see the AM. And now he gets stunned up. Oh, a stolen Ags tree ult.
Oh, and they're
Witch
gonna
Doctor
ult the tree.
again! The Witch Doctor again! Gets off a
Yep.
full channel of Death Ward.
They stun him out though, so he's able to do stuff.
Yeah, and Rubik stole that Witch Doctor ult and was returning it for a little while. Then it got cancelled. He stole Starstorm. This Rubik's actually doing a lot of work right now. And they aren't won yet. Ember's coming up. Once Ember's up, this Spectre's low because she doesn't have this heart. Yeah, she has the Aegis. Oh, AM doesn't have his BKB because he died on the courier. But Ember's back up.
AM needs the ult.
Just ult anyone.
Ult one.
Ult the
He can
tree.
kill everyone.
Ult the tree. Oh!
He gets two. They have
Spectre.
Spectre's coming back up. They're
They
gonna
didn't
try to
realize.
get him again.
It's gonna
Oh,
kill
wow.
Rubik, but
Rubik's
doesn't
still
matter.
living. Rubik, just get out.
The AM's chasing this Mirana, not the Spectre.
Ooh, huge misplay.
Misplace. Yeah. They forgot she had the Aegis. There's no other. Everyone kept running after the Mirana, and then somebody started pinging out, hey, the Spectre's coming back. Because if they're all camped on the Spectre with the AM Basher and the Ember, because Ember got his Sleight of Change, so she was stuck there for a good chunk of change. And that's another reason I don't like the cooldown reduction. Like, 5 seconds of root is so much longer than 3.
The prize is mine.
It's true. I'm looking at their potential here, trying to find something that they can do on Dire, and like they win these fights and they do some really good jobs, but like I feel like the team communication is off sometimes. Like they have their initiator and he does a really good job initiating sometimes, and then after the fight's done, it has to be like quiet.
Well, not only that, so they have all these gems, but one of their mobile heroes, like the AM, should have the gem and just be quelling all these trees at this point. If he's looking for picks right now, but because of these trees, he can't find any. Like, Mirana saw that he was blinking in the general direction, just hides, no reason to risk it. And as much as they need to keep pushing these lanes at this point, this is where, as an AM, you have to say, I need to have another item to put in my inventory for when I fight, because Battle Fury doesn't cut it anymore. He needs like a Daedalus. He needs like a butterfly. He needs something.
I actually would say MKB at this point, man.
Oh yeah, MKB.
Just give him a chance to get another way to interrupt Witch Doctor, and also give him a way to get through the Radiance Burn.
Right, and they don't have a Solar Crest on anybody. No. Oh, Ember's got
Dark
this
Rabbit.
Mirana though. No, he doesn't. Oh, he gets the root. Oh, but Spectre's coming in, but he baits out.
They baited it out.
That's a big cooldown.
If they can push right now, it would be huge for Dire Straits.
Right. Because Spectre does have her heart now, though. That does change the fact that they've honestly been winning these fights with buybacks and just kind of throwing bodies at her and her HP gets low. Now with the heart, she can do what Aim's been doing. Spend your HP, be aggressive, and then promptly run away for a little bit, and then come back in.
They're also not. I mean, they have a gem up on the Rubik, which is fine if you want to have these different situations. But he needs to be aggressive at this point.
Yeah, he has a Quell.
And de-ward as much as possible.
That's what he's doing. He's got a Quell. He's just looking for trees now.
Very good.
Like right here. He sees it. Still, what are buyback status at this point? No buyback on tree, none on Legion. They have it on AM, all the cores have it, so I don't think they can push into this Darkseer though.
Probably not.
AM put away his Battle Fury for BKB, but he's getting stunned out. He's just gonna die here. Legion's gonna...
Does have heart if they pull back now.
Oh, the Spectre went in and got dueled!
But the ult comes out from him again, and just he
Destroys
dies.
them. Everyone dies to this Witch
This
Doctor
Witch
is
Doctor,
killing
man.
them all. Spectre did 6k damage because of all of the damage they did to her. The Witch Doctor did the next most at 3,000 damage. Like,
Spectre also got the dual damage.
oh wow, that's so bad. 68 damage on an already 6-slotted carry. Yeah, she can replace Blade Mail, but she's already, like, Blade Mail with 4k HP is a very efficient damage item, actually. Like, I completely agree with her buying a Moon Shard or getting a Pocket Refresher before replacing the Blade Mail, honestly. Just the way this game's working out.
Yep.
And this is just, so late.
Oh.
I mean, they're down 20k gold, and they're still in this simply because... I mean, I think it is just coming down to the fact that they have 3 cores who scale a little bit better. Yeah, Darkseer's great for winning these fights, but like Legion just does, like, Legion's always killing someone in this fight because of the way, like, duel works out.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, like, if she had a BKB, I don't think Legion dies to the Spectre there, right? Like, it was almost all magic damage. Like, dispersion and everything is what killed her. So, Legion wins the duel, and that oh my god, they got the AM on a blind arrow!
They know he's there, but they know he's gonna TP out.
Oh!
They bait out the haunt once again if they can do something with the haunt.
If Spectre had haunted a second earlier, she abyssals him.
Yep.
And then Mirana can get it. Actually, the abyssal would have been reflected, right?
Oh my.
So,
AM's gonna see the double damage though, I hope.
oh my goodness, a double damage.
He didn't. Okay, good. Someone pointed it out.
Honestly, though, the DD on this is not a typical AM with all these stats. He doesn't have stats. He didn't get the 10 stats. He didn't get the 25 agility. He has a Manta to give him agility and 8 Ags. That's it. He actually isn't that scary. He doesn't do that much damage right now. He's very reliant on burning all their mana and then using his mana void to kill people.
Yep.
And he keeps trying to kill the Spectre, like he goes and spends all his combo on her. He needs to just kill this Witch Doctor. He needs to delete this Witch Doctor from the game every fight. Or the Mirana, or the tree. Like, he needs to get
No,
somebody
just Witch
else.
Doctor, dude.
I know.
Witch
Doctor.
Doctor.
I know it's just Witch Doctor, but he needs to go with anyone but the Spectre with 4k HP when he doesn't have damage on her.
Yeah. Really, Spectre... I mean, Spectre does damage, don't get me wrong, but, like, she does not do anywhere near the damage of anyone else on this team.
Well, she does because she has Blade Mail and Dispersion, and they're all punching her. I just don't understand this Vlads at all. You're a Legion, like. Oh, did they catch the Spectre? He caught the Spectre. She doesn't have much mana. Did they get the chains? They got the chains.
They get the chains.
Pop her. Just pop her.
Oh,
they waited for the duel. Ult! Just ult! They're all gonna die! Ult!
Oh no! They
so
could
much.
Oh my god.
Oh, there it goes!
There it goes. Yeah, I got all of it.
I gotta talk to Faceless Void after this. I mean, I chat with him a fair amount, play with him a fair amount. Like, he is not appreciating how much damage Mana Void does to the team. Like, that Spectre has a lot of mana at this point, like 1,000. Yeah, eventually he ended up ulting at someone else who did a ton of damage, but man. Oh, their throne's going down. Ember's got it.
Oh my gosh, half damage.
That is big. The Spectre doesn't have buyback. It's on cooldown.
No.
Why
Yeah,
aren't they
they
pushing
could
mid?
be pushing this whole time, but they can't.
Yeah, they can. If AM were to go mid, I don't know why he's staying top.
Yeah.
Top will stay static.
Yep. And now they're pinging out Roche.
Is there a gem? They're sending the courier on a mission.
Let thy healing begin.
I think there's a gem up here.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah,
You
but
get the gem.
I don't think that matters too much. This Marauder might die. Does he have the blink?
He's got it.
Oh, and the Ember's here.
Oh no, we
Missed
missed
the
the chains.
He's got a Shiva's now, though. And that vision is so important. Oh, the bash! Just blow it up! Use your ult! Oh, he doesn't have the mana. Okay.
Ooh, close match, close match.
It is, but man, they could force them all buyback, and if they just gone straight down mid, but AM keeps going top for some reason.
Well, they're
Honestly,
gonna force some buybacks, but I don't think that it's actually good at this point. Like, you wasted too much time. You needed to force the buybacks out way sooner.
before Spectre
like-
could fight.
Yep.
Now they're kill this fool! Blink on him! They're gonna lose this fight without Spectre even being there. Oh, because
Yep.
Witchwatcher's gonna get a full channel ult. And now Haunt, they can chase down this AM, he's dead.
Yep, that's game. Like, I mean, they could possibly hold, I guess.
No,
with Rubik.
no. Look at where the creep wave is.
Yeah, I mean,
Tree is like, I'm ending this, guys. I got 68 extra damage. I got this.
Spectre's also feeling the same way.
And this, I mean, I just have to say, I don't think this Dire Straits is very experienced in the late game, because they're making a lot of fairly big mistakes.
Whoa, Dire's bottom tower's under attack.
Yeah, it's easy to say from the captain's chair, but you know they're
Oh, I
also
know.
they're also a new team as
yeah,
well,
I
right?
think they're a new team, yeah.
So
Radiant win.
they played well. They had some really good.
Oh yeah, they were in a position to win both games. They didn't end up winning both games. They lost both of them, but they lost both of them at 60+ minutes after a very back and forth nature.
Right, and Prancing Roosters has been a team for almost a few years, I think now, right?
At least a year, I think, at this point. So, well, if you want to talk us out, Flub, I am just about talked out.
All right. So if you guys want to follow either one of us, you can follow Fafnir at Fafnir Dota or at Fafnir 18.
Dota is right.
Okay,
It's
at
Dota.
Fafnir
And
Dota.
on Twitch, it's Fafnir 18.
Okay, and then on Twitch, it's obviously like Fafnir just said. If you want to follow me, I do some shows for Dota, talk about different things. You can follow me at my Twitter. You can follow me at FlubDota. You can also follow me at my Twitch. I share it with a guy named Coffee with Coffees. You may have heard of him. You can go to our channel. What is it? Twitch.tv/Toffees_Dota2. And you can always go to any of our linked ideas, any of our linked content on YouTube. You can go to 5 Midas Gaming, all one word. And it was a great series. I'm glad to cast it with my friend Fafnir. The Prancing Roosters versus the DotP Dire Straits. So I'm glad to have this time with you guys, and we'll catch you guys some other time. See you later.